There you go.
Hello, bitches. This is the beginning of another Mage game. Oh my god.
It's
Ooh,
time for that
yeah.
restaurant scene everybody's been waiting on.
Yup.
Well,
So, I believe we had just picked off with Nathan and Lance being stopped at the door like, son, you don't have a reservation.
basically. And I
Mhm.
was looking on from my table where I also just arrived.
Yes.
There is no tables. I'm going to be getting to you, but you were led further into the building.
Oh, even
shit.
I'll
better.
get to what's happening with you in a little bit,
This is gonna
Okay.
be fancy.
because you asked for a private table.
Yeah.
That is true,
like
I did.
super fancy. Did you remember your mask?
Please, it's always in my bag.
Yeah, I wouldn't be caught dead without it.
Robes at the door.
And are we starting?
We
Yeah.
have
Oh,
have
okay.
started, Sevi.
Sorry. I'm eating a Reese's.
Nathan Nathan is still looking at Lance in mixed bafflement and disappointment.
Look, I got this. It's okay. Sir, just give me just a moment, and I'll get on my phone. I'm gonna hack into their database.
All right, Hackermans, how you doing it?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm using magic through my phone. The magic.
How you doing it?
He's using magic.
Oh, basically, I'm gonna hack into their database, add our names in, but also make it look like we made the reservation, like well in advance.
Yeah, and I'm gonna cure world hunger. How you doing it?
Which spheres are you using?
Oh, sorry. Blah.
Politely ask Gygaxia.
I could ask Gygaxia.
Just ask your familiar. He's way better
Yeah.
than you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Gygaxia on this one.
I assume Gygaxia knows more about hacking than using vague computer metaphors.
I don't remember. How did we do this last time?
You'll find out shortly. So,
No. I guess I'm using.
there will be like a little like spinning beach ball of death. You are not using an iPhone. There's a little spinning beach ball of death that shows on your screen phone. Your phone screen. Your screen phone.
Okay.
Phone screen. And it
Yeah.
says, then you get another text from Gygaxia. I can't. It's got a password.
Brute force it.
All right, hand it over to me.
Alright, which spheres you got?
Well, I got correspondence, entropy forces, mind, prime, spirit, and time.
You got
Do you
dots
have
in all
two
of
in
those?
any of those?
Nope, because we haven't done the Arte yet.
Shit.
So you look intently at the computer.
Oh, Mitch.
Just
What? What's Mitch doing? Is Mitch being hilarious again?
He's
good
making
at doing
he's
that.
making a pun out of my thing.
He's just correcting your spelling.
No, it's not. Pseudo is not the same as pseudo. It's a computer thing. God damn it! You people.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
I thought you made I thought you made a very good joke there. Don't ruin it by explaining that you don't know what you're talking
I'm afraid
about.
I'm not as smart as you thought.
For fuck's sake.
I mean, really, I was just gonna do this, technology-wise, using my technologies and computers skills.
I mean, you could do that, but you could also magic.
All right, using your super secret hacking techniques of your fucking like Android.
I'm also going to erase any presence that I had in actually hacking into the system after I'm done.
Yes, because you've totally been hacking them. Oh my god. Debbie, how do you think computers work?
Yeah.
It's just
All right,
like
I'm just going to
I don't
explain.
know how computers work, but even I know it's not that.
All right, let me just explain to you what I want to do, and then we can just figure this out from there.
Can we just
Yeah,
do
we're
it?
gonna backronym this shit.
Can we just do it like in an 80s hacker movie and he just puts on sunglasses and goes, I'm in.
But he doesn't have any sunglasses or a computer or a trench coat.
Yes.
He technically has a computer with a smartphone.
No, wait,
Yes.
wait.
Does.
You have to switch to a confusing matrix style interface.
Yes.
Quickly type until you slow down and very dramatically press the enter key, which emails them a laughing skull gif, and then you win.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a Unix system. I know this one.
Oh my god.
What Zeffy needs is a tech-savvy 12-year-old girl to help him out.
Oh, yeah, or have that.
I mean, don't we all need that?
No, that's sick.
All right, Connor. All right, Connor.
Preferably a Asian girl with a single blue
Nope.
highlight in her hair.
No, no, nope.
Yes.
Going too racist. Getting too racist. Nope.
It
All
can
right,
also
Dial
be
it, dial it
pink.
back. Dial it back.
All right, Zeffy.
I want to go into their systems using my phone.
How?
Just
You have a standard fucking regular cell phone.
I assume that I've probably tricked this thing out at
Well,
least some.
Then explain how, Zeffy.
Yeah.
Come on, make
Again,
something
what
up.
spheres are you using?
Just technobabble.
Well, this isn't magic. I'm just doing this through normal hacking, normal computer skills.
Also, that's what pseudo is.
I just want to put our names into the reservation list and make it look like they were there, like we made the reservations a while ago.
Zeffy, do you understand anything about computers?
Well, clearly I'm not getting clearly I'm not saying something right, so I'm just going to explain what I want to do.
Okay, so the first part that you're incapable, that you can't actually fuck with, is the fact that it's not. You have no access to their quote unquote computer systems, aka that asshole's tablet that's sitting on the podium, because it's not connected to shit.
Do they not have it connected to like any kind of Wi-Fi system?
Does it have Bluetooth?
Yeah, I mean,
No, because it's just there to write down stuff.
Should
It's a
still have Bluetooth.
WordPad processor.
Ah, jeez.
It's an over glorified piece of scratch paper.
Oh, wow, those guys are like old-fashioned. Jeez, so fancy. They
Retro.
probably had that thing in the 80s and just kept it.
It's a fucking tablet that they replace that serves the purpose of a fucking notebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, like seriously. Restaurant computers don't need to do much of anything.
Well, yeah.
They just need to run like a few programs, namely a Word document and maybe a spreadsheet or two.
He's got like a fancier app that does the thing, but it's just an over glorified fucking word processor.
Wow, Zeffy's getting
With
stumped by low tech. I love it.
yeah, okay, so with no connections to anything in their systems.
What systems do they have? They're a
They
restaurant.
don't have a system.
That's
You
what I'm saying.
gotta magic this shit.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Okay, Zeffy, as a side note, the most common form of actual quote unquote hacking is something called social engineering. It is just learning how to lie well.
Or guess passwords, which is surprisingly
Yeah,
easy.
well, I hadn't really planned.
Guessing passwords is just brute forcing passwords, not social engineering. That's another thing entirely.
It's still the most common
Make-
form of quote unquote hacking.
No. All you have to do is send some admin an email saying, "Hey, I forgot my password. Could you give it to me?"
Oh God, yes. It really
Social
is.
engineering.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's terrible how easy it is. Does anyone remember off the top of the head where the costs are in the Mage book? Like the leveling up costs?
Nope.
Oh, the XP costs.
Yeah.
It is somewhere in character creation at the end of it.
Yeah, I thought so,
Like
but I'm at the end and I can't find it.
it's because you're dumb.
No, it's because the book is like 600 pages. It takes a while to load.
It's because you're dumb. And watch as I'm completely unable to find it.
I want to say it's like on page 178 or something.
If that's true, I'm gonna be really impressed. 178? No, it's not.
Oh, darn.
That would have been really impressive.
It would.
You know what? Go back to Zephy. I'll look this up while I wait.
No, keep talking, because I'm still thinking.
Oh, well, I'm just
I'm
trying.
looking at my spheres. I've got forces, matter, and prime. All of them I have 2 dots in. Can I do anything with that to
Yeah, I
alleviate
may
the
need your
situation?
help here, because I've got nothing, I think, that can really do anything. I'm not made for manipulation
Wait, what did you
of
have?
people.
Oh, and look on page 253.
Are they 2 3 dots in charisma?
253. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's what I needed. Thank you. Okay. What did you have, Chicken?
I have forces, matter, and prime. 2 dots in each.
Ah, I thought you said mind. I was like, we'll do a Jedi mind trick. But
And that would have been sweet.
Forces is actually what's used to manipulate computers.
oh, there you go.
Is that so?
Forces and matter.
I mean, I have
Forces
one.
and matter! I have both! I have 2 in both.
Then you would be able to manipulate what is already there.
While Zephy
So
distracts
here's the
him.
question.
The question is, how are you going to do it?
I can distract him if you want. I looked at my stuff. I actually have 3 dots in charisma, which is
Okay,
hilarious.
first I need to know exactly what forces and matter do.
You mean you haven't read it in the book?
She probably forgot
Yes,
it.
I have, but I forget it all the time.
It's been a while. Didn't we have a cheat sheet?
Forces is just the general elements.
All right.
And
So forces is energies.
Right, so I'd be able
Heat,
to manipulate.
cold, electricity, any sort
Light.
of states.
Yeah, so I'd be
Matter
able to.
is just straight up matter.
Gotcha. So I'd be able to manipulate the electricity inside of the electronics.
Yes, in order to control electronics, you'd need matter 2 prime, or not prime 2, matter 2 forces 2.
I get both.
You're correct.
Hmm.
Then how are you going to work your magic, so to speak?
I am thinking for a moment here.
I got
you
some.
could
I got some
you could
ideas if
write
you want
it
them.
in your book, and you could write it. I don't know. Could you use your book to look at what he's got on the pages on his
Because
pad?
the issue is
You
that
write yours in.
the issue with House of Hermes is that their magic isn't always super subtle because they're like old style wizards
They are.
waving around magic wands and shit.
Which is why Nathan has the tools that he does to make it subtle.
That's what I'm saying. Can you use the book?
No, I can't use the
No.
book. However, I might be able to use something else. Nathan is going to think for a moment, and then he's going to say, "Hang on a moment. May I, if you'd be so kind, could you look under S for a moment?"
Sure.
Look, clearly there's been some kind of misunderstanding. I think somewhere things got mixed up.
He raises an eyebrow.
Oh no, I'm just wondering if perhaps, darling, you might have booked it under my family name. Excuse me. It's a bit of a it's a bit of a hassle to spell and pronounce. May I look for a moment?
I assure you, sir, if you had made a reservation here, I would have known your name.
Nathan will go. Oh, I assure you, you would have. It's strange that you. It's really strange that you don't see it in there. And he's going to lean over and kind of look down at the tablet. And as he does so, he puts his hand like on the table that the tablet is on, and he like takes his thumb and he starts fiddling with a little golden ring that he's wearing, lining up two circles on the ring to line up the. What is going on with my?
I'm trying to read your fucking tools.
Oh, I see.
When your shit just
I'm-
starts randomly swapping around, that's me.
Gotcha. Anyway, I'm using my little decoder ring to line up. I'm gonna switch back and see exactly which ways it are. Oh, hold on. To line up forces and matter to manipulate the the list as it scrolls to insert a name that that kind of looks a little bit strange and hard to pronounce in S. Oh, there it is.
All right. So yeah, that's not too hard. That's not going to be vulgar because it's not obviously magic.
Exactly.
So that's going to be a difficulty of 5. You need 1 success.
Gotcha.
Roll Arate, motherfucker.
All right. So how do I do that with my sheet again?
You look at your Arate, and for the number of dots you have in Arate, you roll a die for each.
Okay, so I roll like 2 dice.
Yes, and you're trying to get you're trying to hit a difficulty of 5. So you need at least one of your dice to come up as a 5.
All right.
You're rolling 2d10 because you have an Arate of 2.
So
Because you're overpowered.
difficulty 5.
Sure.
Is it rolling? God damn it!
Doesn't
It
show.
don't look like it's rolling. All right. Roll 2d10. Yeah, I got a 6.
I did it.
All right, so you have 1 success. You will succeed,
Yay.
and
Help
he will
me.
look somewhat confused as he sees the name there. But I don't recognize this name. Are you? There
Well, I
must
don't
be some kind of mistake.
Well, I don't suppose you read many cards. However, cartography is a very up-and-coming business at the moment. In any case,
I
may
don't
we
remember making
please-
your reservation, however.
Well, is
You
it?
might want to take this as a chance to use a kind of social skill that you have available.
That's a good
Well-
idea. Let's see if I have any good ones.
Perhaps if-
Skills.
Okay, never mind.
What are you going to say to this,
Oh,
man?
there we go.
Lance,
gonna
this is
get-
also your chance to interject if you want to try something.
I'm thinking. I don't really have anything. I'm not
God.
social.
I got charisma and manipulation. I got 2 dots in both.
I have 3 dots in charisma.
Okay.
Much like Zephy. Oh my god, you have 1 dot manipulation. You're terrible at lying, Zephy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
No, you think?
Okay,
God
okay.
damn it, I
Here's what you
forgot.
do. Here's what you do. Chicken, you play bad cop. Zeffy, you play good cop. Just get on it. Just you know.
I forgot that you had the fucking social skills of a lemon.
Please, a
Which
lemon
one
with
of us?
Both.
Lance. Nathan's just a regular person.
Yep. Let's see. I
Look,
kind of
per-
I want to use manipulation to try and see if I can lie to him.
Look,
Sure.
maybe it just slipped your mind because the name isn't that recognizable.
I'm gonna say it's difficulty 7, however, because your Arte roll I'm gonna downgrade the difficulty to 6.
Okay.
So you need to roll a 6 or so it's a difficulty 6 test. Let's
Alrighty.
call it manipulation plus subterfuge.
I mean, is this both of us?
It's either one of you, whoever says something first.
I don't have any subterfuge, so it's just straight up 2d.
Hold on.
So because you have no dots on the talent, that will actually increase the difficulty. So you're gonna be rolling for a target number of 7 after all.
Yeah,
So you
Okay.
have a -1
Sounds great.
modifier, +1 because it is an untrained skill. If it was a knowledge, then you get a +3 to the difficulty, but it is not knowledge, it is a talent. So
Connor?
you're rolling for 7. Yes, Zephy, what?
Sorry, what did you say that we were rolling for? We were rolling with? Is it? You said subterfuge, but what was the other one?
Manipulation.
Manipulation plus subterfuge. That being said, you're not the one who's talking right now.
I know.
I gotta. You know what? I'm gonna roll first and see what the fuck I get.
Yeah, then you can play it off.
I got a 9
hey.
and a 5.
All right, that's enough to succeed.
Yep. I pretty much just tell him. Really? And you expect me to believe that you're the only one here making reservations? You wouldn't happen to have an intern working or something? I mean, come on. An
no,
establishment
but
like this? There must be
It
several people.
seems that I
working
have made a
reservations.
mistake. I'm very sorry, sir.
Oh,
I must
It's
have
quite all
simply
right.
slipped my mind.
it's quite
is,
Then
alright.
you must be
Busy-
new. Please, let me show you in.
Thank you very much.
There's no polish.
Nathan is just as they showed in. Nathan is just going to give Lance this tiny little smug look.
I'm not.
Ugly.
I'm just giving you the look of like I'm sorry. I'm an idiot.
You are.
I got defeated by pre-internet technology.
The Technomancer, defeated by technology.
It wasn't advanced enough.
Game was written in 1999.
Zevi will, if Zevi ever gets stranded in the jungle, he'll be like, "Oh no, it's spear, foiled again."
Curses! Foiled by such modern and advanced technology! A pointy rock tied to a
Anyway,
stick!
yeah, you know. Anyway, look, I get that this book was written like 20 years ago, but we're playing in a modern setting, so you know. This would be pretty low. He would be. That would be pretty low tech by today's standards.
Yeah. I would have expected their system to be somewhere, especially if they're doing like online reservations.
But see, they're
They're
that
not
fancy.
doing online reservation.
Yeah, they're that fancy. They don't need that. Huh.
Did-
I love this place.
You just- whatever.
I mean, to be fair, who did keep a certain amount of information about this fucking restaurant from you? But that's because he didn't want you rating his date.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't
Yeah.
actively sabotage you. I just,
You
didn't
just didn't-
tell you.
It was a
Omitted
lie. It was a
information
lie
didn't
by
fucking
omission.
Yeah, exactly. I was deliberately unhelpful. Anyway, so they are in the restaurant now. Damn it.
Yes. You, for both of you, you will end up being led. You will end up being led to certain rooms, different rooms, but rooms nonetheless. You begin to realize this restaurant is actually takes up the entire floor of this building. Each
Hey.
room actually is a own sequestered way, a little area. There's a table, a little speaker in the corner to play music, and a nice like love seat for two individuals to sit. There is 2 menus placed in front of you, and there is no prices on these menus,
Fucking dumb.
as well as a wine list that is placed in between the both of you. Again, with no prices. There's no descriptions of any of the foods, but it is all in French.
Well, shit. Do I know French? I feel like I would
Do
know
you?
conversational French.
Do you have it on your sheet?
That's what I'm trying to see. Like, fuck. Where do I even have my
Linguistics is not a thing in here.
It would be
No,
it would be under
you buy new
merits and language.
learning new languages is one dot merit.
Yep.
That you can buy as many times as you like.
Oh,
That's why I have.
I
That's
have
why I have.
acute senses.
No. That's why I have 3 other languages on here because
You can see the fuck out of that menu. You can hear that menu.
you can hear the money leaving your pockets right as you look at the menu.
Yes. You can hear your wallet crying in the corner as it's been touched inappropriately.
oh yeah.
I just had everything taken
Here's the
from it.
I actually like that. Those two are so out of their fucking depth. It's great.
Absolutely.
It's totally in character
I don't
too.
even. Yep, I don't even know where my
Role-playing.
fucking merits are.
They should be at the
You don't
bottom.
have any. You didn't buy any merits.
You didn't
What?
buy any merits?
Oh.
Not everybody buys merits.
Oh,
Other people like spend it on
I,
cool.
I
What's
kind
my
of forgot to.
intelligence?
in
I have
this,
3
so,
intelligence.
Yeah, me too.
haha.
And the core mage merits aren't all going to be applicable to what you want to make as a character. And if you want to learn new
That's fair.
languages, you can learn new languages. That's cool.
Gotcha.
That's fair.
Luckily,
probably-
though, we both have phones that have babelfish.
Yes.
And also, you have modern technology. That's using your fucking mind. That's using
Can I
your
just
brain.
can I just say I love that even though we're playing in what is essentially the current year, those two will resort to fucking babelfish.
So
They don't know what the hell they're doing.
So
Come
Connor.
on, that's just
What?
me not knowing what the hell I'm
All
doing.
right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out what's the font like for the menus? Is it just-
It's like fancy cursive. For a
Okay.
second, you're wondering what font that is. Then you realize that they're handwritten.
Oh
God.
shit.
Well, that could be an issue. That could be an issue with type recognizing
Wait,
software.
Connor,
Yes.
am I right in the assumption that they're like all handwritten? They're not copied menus. They're like
No, they're all handwritten.
they're meticulously copied like in an old monastery.
Well,
Correct.
I love this place.
once Nathan and Lance are seated, and the waiter's gone, Nathan takes a look at the menu and goes, "Well, mark me down for simultaneously terrified and excited."
I mean, it's
drink, sir.
Oh, shoot. I may just have to. I'm just going to. Here's my question.
What?
I worked in a restaurant before.
Yes.
Would that give me any inclination as to where they would
you
put stuff on the
recognize-
menu?
You worked in a bar. You actually recognize some of the different wine. Some of the wines, you recognize some of the cheaper ones. And by cheaper on that list, that is respective, since in your experience, those wines were too expensive that they'd cost your fucking weekly paycheck just to have a single drink.
I know.
So you recognize some of those drinks, actually. You can take a little while. There are a few certain dishes that you can make out and actually pronounce.
If I'm correct, Hoon said to pick, or Sawyer said to pick the one, or Sawyer said to get the entire bottle and not just a drink. If I remember correctly.
Did I say that?
Or not.
It is simply labeled as this kind of wine, this kind of wine, and this kind of wine to etc. Trufinium. There is only wine, as you will also recognize.
Well, I know, but I was trying to remember exactly what Sawyer told us as far as etiquette goes.
Always
And I-
taste the wine first.
Yeah,
Oh,
I told
yes.
you to sniff the wine. Not because I think it might be corked, not in this place, just because
Mhm.
it's expected by here.
Right. But I think you said also get the entire bottle.
Well, if you like it, you should get the bottle on your table so that the waiter doesn't have to come back all the time.
Yep.
It also shows that you have the money to not care about the price, which is always a good thing in this kind of place.
Okay. I know.
Nathan is concerned.
Oh, you're gonna be broke when you get out.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have to
I'm gonna
rob a
have to go-
bank.
I'm gonna have to go rob the casino that I work for.
Or we're gonna have to bet our eyelashes at our wonderful little millionaire. Get it, millionaire.
Actually, wait.
Uh-huh.
Didn't you give me like a preloaded credit card?
I did. That's true. I
Oh,
did
thank
give
God.
them.
Yep.
I basically gave you a blank check.
Yeah, you did.
Thank fuck.
Anyways, I'll pick one of the cheaper red ones.
And Nathan
Quote, unquote,
seeing
cheaper.
Nathan
I-
seeing the
I'll-
waiter's expression is going to look at that and go, "Oh, you shouldn't have."
I'm sorry?
Nathan seeing the waiter's expression at us picking a cheaper wine is gonna go, "Oh, like our first date, you shouldn't have."
I mean, it's not cheap. I mean, it's cheap by their standards.
Exactly.
You know what? On second that, I'm gonna move a little bit more down the list to not one of the more, but like middle ground between like expensive.
God, no, just stick with the cheap one. Nathan says with his eyes.
Look, all you do right now is impress the waiter, and the waiter will not care if you have a cheap date or an important one.
It's
I know.
true.
In fact, if you pick the cheap wine, he will probably think, trying to get them drunk. Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, I'll stick with the cheaper. I'll stick with the cheaper one.
Okay.
I'll go a
Phrasing
little.
is what's going to impress the waiter, but that's not
Okay.
the point.
No, I know.
No?
I will take. Actually, you know what? I'll take this one, and it's a little bit more expensive than the one.
Do
that
you
I
just
was
point
going to
at
before.
it on the menu?
I'm
You
gonna
have to
read.
say the name.
I read it. I don't
Okay.
have the physical menu, Connor.
Okay,
We'll have
no,
the
I
Merlot,
understand, like-
please.
I'm asking, clarify. Are you pointing at it, or do I say the actual name?
We say the
I'm-
name.
I'm saying it, and I'm also pointing at it on the menu.
Okay.
Just point at the name and make a grunt noise. That'll work.
I'm assuming you picked
This.
outs. And we're moving on.
Yes.
Oh my god, neither of you have a single dot in etiquette. I just realized it. Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
This is why I didn't want
Uncultured
you there.
Why?
Which honestly doesn't really check out for Nathan. God damn it! This is why.
Oh my
Right.
god, this is hilarious. Okay.
Right, I did want to do some restarting of Nathan before.
No, it's fine. It's just that Nathan's a fucking explorer and shit. Fuck
Yeah.
this whole like hoity-toity shit. He could be out like learning something cool.
You're right.
You are learning something cool. You're learning how to speak French.
You know how to you know how to eat like seafood at a like a native tribe in Africa without getting killed, without
Yeah.
offending them. Like Sawyer wouldn't know that shit. Sawyer would ask for the for the
No,
salad
of
fork.
course. You can always for mages. Remember, it is super cheap to learn new skills.
I know. What is it for one more dot in etiquette?
3 XP flat, regardless whether you're buying the first or fifth dot.
Oh, I just need
Ooh,
UXP.
okay. Well,
1
I'm just gonna mark that down.
You're not just gonna spontaneously pull a dot of etiquette out of your ass.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
No,
I'm
no,
not
that's
just gonna spontaneously get a dot of etiquette.
But you know what?
Yeah, you still have to like learn
I
or
imagine-
spend in-game time to learn.
I mean,
I
this is
imagine,
gonna this is
sorry?
gonna be a learning experience.
yeah, imagine this entire visit to this really hoity-toity restaurant is going to.
This will, if you begin learning the etiquette skill, this will certainly also play into your learning time.
Exactly.
Totally
That's what I meant.
granted it.
Yeah.
This is also how we just start going to fancy restaurants. just Lance and Nathan just going to fancy restaurants.
Yes.
All right. Anyways, so you guys are fucking around.
That poor waiter.
Floundering.
That
Absolutely.
poor waiter.
No, I didn't flounder. I pointed and I said the name. I'll take
Of
this.
course.
Yeah, he said. He pointed and said, "We'll have the merlet, please."
Merlot. I'm not a Neanderthal. I know my wine. I'll
I
take
don't
the,
know. How
I'll
many
take the
dots of
hotel.
etiquette do you have, Lance? How many dots of resources are you used to?
How many dots of resources?
Eh. What
I have
kind of
3.
family do you come from?
I have 3 dots of resources.
So you're middle class. How
Yeah.
often do you drink $1,000 wines?
Not
$1,000
often.
bottle wines.
Not often. But I
So you
assume
go
I assume that I know what Merlot. I assume that I know how to
Yes, I'm
pronounce
just
it.
giving you shit.
I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna. I don't know.
Send me a very angry letter.
Yes.
Come to my front door and then send via post a very angry letter.
Yes. I'll just stick it in your mailbox so I don't have to worry about the stamp cost.
All right then. The effort shows that you care. The waiter will nod, and he will leave after taking your order. He will only take your request for wine as he gives you both time to look at what you want to eat. During that period of time, do you do anything fucky?
Anything fucky?
Do you do anything weird,
Well,
different, strange?
not really. Nathan is going to look over the different dishes and simultaneously fucking Google Translate them.
I was gonna say you could just use the camera function for Google Translate and see if it actually pulls up the English versions of all the
Furious Googling is happening.
Exactly.
names. No,
I-
Google Translate has a function where you can use your camera. You can show what you're like. You can show the words that you're looking at, and it'll put it in English for you on the
Yeah, the
camera.
problem, Zeffy, is that none of these. All right, so you look at the first thing, and it's like chicken with rice or lemon sauce.
Spaghetti with
Nathan
white
goes down.
sauce.
Nathan goes down the list and goes, "Oh, hey, would you look at that? They have French onion soup. Well, I suppose in this place would just be onion soup."
That depends.
Yeah.
Is this? Well, I guess this is a French restaurant.
It's
So-
like trying to say like I'm going to have meatloaf or something. I don't fucking know, but this is like French foods. You're gonna have more luck just googling the name of them.
Yep.
I've been.
I'm
Like,
also-
what the fuck is
I'm also using Google image search, so I
Like,
can
what
see
the
what they
fuck
look
is
like.
omelette du fromage?
Well, I for one have been googling expensive food for the last few minutes.
God damn it.
See, Hoon does his research.
I'm prepared for this. Yeah.
Yeah, the last few minutes.
Well, no, because if I Google it earlier, I wouldn't remember it. So
That's fair.
anyway.
So after, so do you decide on the same meal or do you decide on different meals?
Ooh, Nathan is definitely gonna have the coq au vin.
I have no idea what you just said.
Coq au vin, chicken braised in red wine, lardons and mushrooms.
Ooh, that sounds good, except for the mushrooms. But
It
I'll
is
eat it
good.
anyway.
I've had it.
It's a fancy restaurant. You can probably say and no mushrooms, and they will listen to that.
I think that sounds lovely. I think we'll have. I think we'll
Nathan
both
No,
have
no.
it.
If you're at a fancy restaurant, or at least some restaurants, no, you don't fucking substitute anything. The chefs know what the fuck they're doing, and they make it their way because that's
You-
the right way.
That
exactly.
is true.
You
However,
look at the fucking coq au vin, and if you have anything to say about the mushrooms, it's where were they picked?
the thing is, you can still say no, please. I'm allergic to mushrooms, and they will listen to that.
No, that's
They
No.
will give you They will give you stink eye, but they will listen to it.
It's kind of a combination of both. There are certain dishes that says with or without mushrooms. Those parts are in English. Then others where it just says where it has like this ingredient and it doesn't give an option. If you order this dish, you're eating this fucking thing. Suck it up.
Yep.
Just order the mystery plate.
Oh
There's
god.
obviously been considerations for those with allergies, but at the same time, there is also other. But that they're like sequestered off into the other side of the menu. They have their own special part of the menu.
Yes,
Their own special menu, which
for
has
a moment,
things like chicken nuggets on it.
for a moment, I meant you like I thought you meant the customers are sequestered off elsewhere.
You don't know.
I like the idea that they just have a kids menu, and it's just like it's still the basic like kid menu stuff like chicken nuggets, grilled cheese, mac and
You
cheese.
would be surprised what fancy restaurants do because that's not that
Oh,
far
yeah.
off.
Kids are still gonna be kids.
Yeah, it's like $1,000 like grilled cheese.
Dude,
I-
that grilled cheese would be fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
You
I'd
can.
fucking murder somebody for that grilled cheese.
Okay, since I googled this, you can actually buy a $5,000 burger in Las Vegas.
Oh, you gotta be
Yeah.
kidding me.
It's
Why would I
And
it's
there's
want to?
also
I don't
like
even have that money.
It's
$1,000 chicken wings
it's
with
Wagyu
gold
beef.
leaf on them.
it's Wagyu beef with truffles and foie gras.
Oh wow.
It's served
Wow.
with
Wow.
a bottle of 1995 Chateau Petrus. It's ridiculous.
Why the
It's also
fuck
it
would you
looks
make a burger out of fucking Wagyu?
it looks awful, by the
Because
way.
fuck you.
It looks like someone shit on a plate. Just-
I mean, we could ask him what pairs well with the wine, but I think the waiter would not be too happy about that.
Wait,
I mean, if
Okay,
we're
the
already
whole
having red
point to
wine,
the
we might as well have the
hamburger
coq au vin.
We
is that
could.
you can control the fat content and you can use the less good parts of the meat.
Anyway. The hell?
What?
Hold on, something's happening.
The fuck?
Zeffy. Come on.
I don't know what's going on.
An ad, probably. Come on, Zeffy. Focus on the
Maybe.
task at hand.
No, I'm working on it. Google is being
what
weird.
fucking weird anime porn game are you playing now?
I'm not. I clicked on something by accident.
By accident,
was-
sure.
Oh,
that is
okay.
the way to get
Eh,
virus.
No, it wasn't on. It wasn't on. Google. It wasn't on the internet app. It somehow transferred itself over to YouTube. So I was looking in the wrong area.
The fuck?
Right.
I think I hit a
Anyway.
thing that said like "Thank you, first responders."
Ugh.
Why
Oh,
are
the fucking
you
Google thing.
Yeah.
okay. Why are
Okay.
you the techno mage again? Okay. Anyway, so they order stuff. Can I order stuff?
I want them to like blunder on through.
Fair enough.
Um,
I can wait.
I mean, yeah. After we decide on the coq au vin,
So-
I assume we're just waiting on the waiter.
Yep.
yes, the waiter will come back after about 10-15 minutes. If Hoon was there, he'd know that he was giving the wine time to
Well, of course.
Breathe.
to breathe.
No, that's I feel like working in a restaurant, I would understand that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes, that is for the fancy wines and when people specifically request it.
Yep. Which probably wasn't often, but you know, it happens
No.
every now and then.
Not very often. You were a fucking jazz bar,
Yep.
and those people were pretentious assholes.
Yep.
Who were there exploring the authentic scene.
Here's my question. Did I see that waiter at one of my jazz bars?
No.
Highly unlikely.
Anyways, the waiter comes back. He has 2 glasses and the bottle. And he places it in front of you, pours each of you a glass. Your order.
Nathan will reach out, swirl the wine a little bit, sniff it, obviously, and then shit. Like what do you do after that?
You sniff the cork.
Ah, okay. Yep. Fucking man. What is Zachary Sawyer?
Sawyer,
that guy.
Zachary right now, I
Sawyer.
think.
Okay. Zachary would have told us that, so like, I'm pretty
would
sure
tell-
we already sniffed the cork.
He did. He did say that.
Yeah, I would have given you the basics that you Okay, basically
sniffed a-
you pretend to check if the wine is corked. The wine will not be corked at this place.
Nope.
Yeah.
But
No, but
it's
I'll sniff the
expected.
cork.
It's
sniff the
expected.
cork.
There's no cork.
There's
Oh,
no
not even a
cork.
cork, even better.
Yep.
Okay. If
See,
if
those
there's no
guys
cork,
are
I don't sniff an invisible cork.
no. Then you just look at the
It's-
bottle and nod.
And I do.
If you want to be like
Alright.
fancy about drinking your wine, it's swish, sniff, drink. Don't ask me how I know this.
Yes, and then
Gotcha.
you like a heavy nod at the bottle, so the waiter knows to leave it there.
Nathan does that. He already did the swish and the sniff.
So, anyways,
we go-
you
yeah.
taste your wine. Your orders.
Oh yes, we shall have
Order.
the
Sorry, he says order, not orders.
hors d'oeuvre.
No, he says order. Your
Okay.
order says.
I believe we will have the coq au vin.
Very well.
Also, a thing I would have told, a thing Sawyer would have told Zeffy, don't order for your date.
Oh.
It's
No,
not
okay.
it's not good manners. It's kind of it comes off as being kind of a dick.
No. He
No,
leaves.
it's not done anymore. You don't do it anymore. It's
Really?
They just actually did a right thing.
Yeah.
Without realizing that they did the right thing, they did the right thing.
Yay.
Well, I mean, we both decided, and to me, that's like, okay, I'll just order for the both of us.
Yep.
We just go, we will have the coq au vin.
Since when you order, you're ordering for the pair, not each person gets their own plates, because this is a restaurant built for couples and you share food.
that's a good
Yeah.
point.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
Would have been weird if they ordered two different orders. Would have been seen as big eaters. Anyways.
There's nothing wrong with that. This is America.
America! But this is
Yeah.
a French restaurant.
But in
An
America.
authentic French restaurant.
Even
Yes,
the
it
waiter
has
is
authentic
French.
French in its food.
No, the waiter's Italian. He just moved.
Fresh
Even the
French.
fucking
Tender.
busboy is a French citizen.
Yep.
This is
Yes, the
French
busboy is like some Jamaican guy who also has French citizenship. His father served his his great grandfather, whatever the fuck, serving the French Foreign Legion, whatever.
Or he just got a French citizenship by saving a toddler from falling to his death.
Something like that.
Something.
Topical.
Not
Anyways.
anymore.
No, but it was.
I was gonna say
once.
that's an old thing. Well,
That's old news by
old
now.
It's an older meme, sir,
what
but
was that, like
it still
3
checks
weeks
out.
ago?
Regardless, will you be doing anything before or after you get your meals? Or
Talking
before
mostly?
you get your meal.
Yeah, disgusting.
Sloppy making out.
No.
All right. What I'm asking is, like, are you going to do anything that will end up affecting your hand?
Well, we do need to somehow be able to listen in on his conversation.
Oh, right. Can I have Gygaxia?
And then Zeffy remembers why he was here.
Oh,
I have-
wonderful.
Can I have Gygaxia sort of feed me, I guess, I don't know, because your phone would be in your pocket. Can I
Just
have
full Batman. You can use
No,
the
no,
phone as your
no.
eyes.
No. Can I have Gygaxia start recording audio from their conversation? By going into Hoon's phone and basically feeding my phone the audio
I mean,
and recording it.
he has my number. He could just call me. Like no, literally, you could just call me. I take the phone call and hey, could you like leave your phone on speaker or something so we can listen in? Shit like that.
Well, yeah, but that
did you
requires...
coordinate beforehand? Because Hearn, you did say you're purposely being unhelpful.
Yeah.
Oh no, I wouldn't have coordinated. I'm just saying right now he could literally call me.
I could, but at the same time, I feel like that would be rude in the restaurant.
Well,
Just
it would
call.
be. It would
That's
be,
why
but
I'm-
But here's the
This
thing.
is
Here's
why
the
we
thing.
do it when the waiter isn't here.
Exactly.
And I'm pretty sure you put your phone on silent since, you know, you are at a restaurant.
It would still vibrate. It would still vibrate.
I'll
Yeah.
I'll text you first and be like, hey, I'm gonna call you. Leave your phone on so that we can listen to what you guys are, so that we can have the audio.
Immediately pulls on the airplane mode.
And then I'll give you like 2 minutes, and then I'll call.
Zephyr, you're still playing goddamn Zelda.
Yeah, that sounded like Zelda.
No, that's my fiance's ringtone.
Oh, okay.
That was my
A
fiance's
likely
sex
story.
Likely story.
What? For the longest time, I had Naruto screaming at Gaara being my text message tone.
That's fair.
Why?
Don't ask
Because
those
it's
kinds of
good.
questions.
Because sometimes it's good to be able to answer your phone after it's just been screaming at you. Gaara! Oh, Gaara! Kittigura!
That's stupid.
is.
Anyways,
It's really stupid.
Anyway, fancy
so
restaurant
going
time.
back to Sawyer, you were led into your own room. Again, same kind of deal. There is the giant one of the walls is just this giant fucking window out into the city. It's all pretty and shit.
Sweet.
The waiter takes your orders, takes your drinks, takes your orders. There is light flirtation between you and Lila. I don't know how well you play along, but that doesn't matter. You can. I'm assuming you're either like fucking cheesily horrible or slightly awkward.
Both.
Either you're cheesily horrible or you're horribly cheesy. There's no middle ground.
Awkwardly, horribly cheesy. Excellent.
It's a first
Perfect.
date.
Lila doesn't seem to notice. She doesn't seem to be the most socially acute individual.
Well, she did pull a
And
gun on
after
me.
after the food comes, her demeanor changes slightly. So I'm assuming that there's more of a reason that you wanted to talk.
Well, you could say that. Okay, and now I need a refresher.
Is this what we call him?
What you need, dog?
Okay. She knows about magic. She knows about mages. Did she know that I was a mage or not?
She did not. She noticed that you're hanging out with a bunch of, as she called them, weaver mages, and then she corrected herself.
Did I
Calling you-
tell her?
No.
No.
When she asked, you said you honestly don't know.
Right. Yeah, I remember now. Okay, and I didn't say anything about my friends or Dr. Fish.
Nope. In fact, she took more interest in you, like hanging out with other wizards, and the fact that your last name is a millionaire.
Yes, that's when she
And
pulled
then
the
there
gun
was
on
a whole
me.
text conversation that the two of you had.
And I told her I was staying out of the family business. I don't know anything about that for obvious reasons because
Yep.
I get guns pointed
I
at me.
believe that the
At me.
text conversation that was intercepted by your friends, oh so wonderfully,
Yeah.
was I don't know if you need a refresher on that.
No. That was mostly just fluff. That was just date talk.
She also mentioned important terms at the end of it, but moving on.
Did she?
One of the things she literally said is that she really hopes that your cousins, your crazy cousins, don't start sending wraiths after you.
Oh.
Okay. Do I know what that means?
No.
Maybe you should ask about it.
So
Yeah,
I'm
but-
assuming you wanted to talk.
Why? Yes, there are some things about you that still elude me. Like, how did you know that I was traveling with, well, magic users?
She like fawns and like lays her head on your shoulder. I've been watching them for a little bit of time. I've seen them do magic before, and I've been paying attention. And then you walked in with your friends, and you were so much more interesting.
Huh.
And so I wondered if you were a wizard, and she playfully like pokes you in the chest.
Well, like I said, I can't. I am unsure about the whole magic thing, to be honest. It's a bit much. It's very overwhelming.
So you are a wizard?
I would say I am sort of a student of the arts of magic.
So you're a baby wizard.
That well, that's slightly insulting, but ultimately correct.
Oh, you're so cute with your chubby little cheeks. And she pinches your cheek.
Is she drunk already?
No, she's just being weird. She's
Pre-
just being Lila.
Pre-drank like 3 bottles of
Yeah.
wine.
She's just being Lila.
Alrighty.
She's weird, in case you haven't noticed.
Yes. Well, and you are very, very endearingly eccentric, my dear.
You know, most people just call me weird or autistic
Well, I would never.
or freakish.
I would
That's so sweet of you. Aww.
Baby wizard.
I have a feeling that term will haunt me.
Baby wizard.
I mean, you don't even have a second dot in Arita yet.
Yeah, it's in my experience thing. It's literally, it's all like queued up.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm sure you had other questions,
Yes, actually.
and I'm
But-
getting hungry, so you can talk and I'll eat. She begins eating whatever the fuck you got,
Well, I would have
and she's listening rapidly to your attention.
ordered the lobster frittata with extra caviar.
I'm going to assume we're going to assume that I know what that is.
It's a
I would just have gone with escargot.
it's an egg dish that's made with like half a dozen eggs and a whole lobster. And
Cool.
there's like caviar on top of it. It looks like shit, but apparently it's super expensive. So
After this scene, I'm ordering a pizza because I'm now hungry.
Me too.
because I talked about eggs and lobster.
No,
just-
because I really wanted lobster.
Oh,
Oh shit.
that's fair.
I just want Parmesan crusted chicken.
Anyway,
I just want food.
so
Got
yeah,
meatloaf
she,
in
One
it.
she
crawdads again.
so
Anyway,
Don't-
Tried
don't
to make
make me
vegetable soup in the
don't
vegetable
make
soup.
me hungry, you assholes. Anyway, so while she eats, Sawyer will check his phone because of the text message, I guess, and then go,
text
well,
message.
I was wondering what your dealings with my family were.
Oh, your family? How much do you know?
Not enough to get into trouble most of the time. Like having a gun pointed at me at the mere
How
mention.
much? How much? How much do you want to know?
Well, uh, should I happen to wish to introduce you to my parents for one reason or another, would there be bloodshed? I don't need to know the details. I just want to know if.
But how old are your parents?
What do you mean?
I mean, how old are your parents? Like,
Well,
do
they're in
they
their-
seem? Have they seemed like aged really well? Like they look as young as you were when you were little? Serious question.
Well, of course they have aged, but they're very healthy and spry for, well, people in their early 70s.
Okay, but they look their age.
Well, yes.
Healthy for their age, but they look their age.
Well, yes, of course. Why would
Okay. Important question. Yeah, I can meet your parents. I wouldn't want to meet the rest of your family, but I can meet your parents. But that's
Soy
here nor there.
Sawyer makes a mental note because this is kind of awkward,
Ooh.
but at the same time, I mean, but what do you respond to that? It's just weird.
So, do you want to know a little? Do you want to know a lot? Do you want just a cryptic warning, like in a shitty RPG?
Do you want me to quote some fortune cookies to you?
I mean, I got a couple fortunes out of fortune cookies. I had Chinese earlier.
Well,
Sorry.
you should be. Well,
How much do you want to know?
Lila, I did just want to know more about you. What is your
Oh, well, my
connection?
name's Lila. Nice to meet you.
What is your connection to my family or to be needlessly elaborate, the world of magics?
The world of magics.
Yes, with a C
Well, I'm
and a
not a
K.
wizard. Before you ask, I am definitely not a wizard. I have had one or two issues with individuals that you are loosely related with. I think, probably. Yeah, it's weird. That being said, they're more within my wheelhouse of occasional problems more than they're like my arch enemy. I just kind of reacted with the gun thing. I'm so sorry about
No, that's fine. Would it be safe to ask you what your job is?
that. I am. Answer for an answer. My job mostly revolves around, I suppose, inquiring. I am a learner of stuff.
Oh, so you're a dick.
Yep.
And for some reason, I want to shoot your friend that just came with you. Anyways,
Hey, it's a term for private detective.
fuck
It
you.
is.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
So you're a sort of private investigator of sorts?
yeah, let's go with that.
Well, that's interesting. Also, not nearly as sinister as I feared it would be.
No, I don't have the ego of some of the people that I work with.
I think she's a hitman.
Maybe.
That would explain the gun.
I wouldn't want to know that.
It jar her target, probably. Do you think these things happen by accident? No.
So,
Are we gonna call him yet?
I put in the call. It's up to Connor when to do that.
It's up to who wants to make the fucking call.
No, I'm getting called.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
I called Hund, so it's up to you as to when you want that call to be.
Oh
For
yeah.
for
Assuming
thematic
that you
reasons.
assuming that there's a text back, there was a fucking phone call.
Yes.
It happened like sometime after the food came.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
a little bit after.
Okay.
I would have waited like 2 minutes.
You're fucking listening. Moving on.
Okay.
Cool.
All right then. So I put it on speaker and they're listening in. Fair enough. Well, Lila, here's the thing. I'm very interested in you and your backstory, but at the same time, I am afraid to ask more than I want to actually know, if you understand what I mean.
You're a very interesting NPC, but I'm afraid one of your conversation options is going to kill me.
I'm just gonna stick with the neutral responses. Like
Well,
no
I'm
no
not that
no
dangerous
paragon
myself.
no paragon interrupts for me.
No paradigm shift.
I'm not like some serial killer or anything. I've never killed anyone, actually.
Really? You
Yeah.
seemed
Why
fairly
is that weird?
Well, you pulled a gun on me the moment you knew my last name, which is
Well, I was in self-defense. Yeah, I've never killed a person before.
well.
Why do you think that's weird?
Would you have pulled the
Detect
trigger?
for lie. Detect for lies.
If I had to, like most people.
Well, you were a fascinating young woman, Lila. Scary, but fascinating.
Well, it'd make more sense if you knew more about your family. Have you killed people?
What, me? No. Which is obvious. Yeah, I know. Obviously,
I actually don't
I'm a
remember.
man.
Have you? No, you have. You've killed a person before.
No, I don't think he actually ended anybody's life.
We were
Yeah, he
in
did.
that fight.
we were all party to that little
Remember
street
the
fight.
fucking like car scene?
The
Who
cave
managed
fight.
to kill it on some dice and ended up killing the driver of one of the trucks.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Right.
Caused the entire truck to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in the truck scene, I know I ended up doing a lot of the killing.
It was both me and
Yeah.
you, Mitch.
We all.
Mitch
Yeah,
became
he
like
started
the
blowing out
fucking death
tires.
and fury.
Yeah, he
Anyway,
started blowing out tires.
Sawyer will start denying that he ever killed someone, but then go a bit introspective and say, "Well, I would have to say I was party to the death of another person at one point. It was in self-defense, but still.
Wow. Crazy. That's heavy.
It was a very difficult situation at the time, with not a lot of room to search for alternatives.
Negotiate.
Well, there was negotiating going on. It was mostly just yelling between each other while we're driving the cars. The negotiating was mostly, "I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna kill you. Just fuck you."
Yeah.
I'll fight with you
Aggressive
first.
negotiation.
Yes,
Yep.
very aggressive.
So, anyways, what else would you like to know?
Well, what do you know about my friends? You said you recognize the mages, wizards. What do you
Wizards.
what did you
Is that the
yeah,
word you use for each other, mages?
well, it's just one word for a user of magic, right? A wizard, sorcerer, mage, mathemagician.
So yeah, they're like weird sex wizards, and then you're like not a weird sex wizard. At least I don't think you are.
Well, I suppose. Wait, what?
Well, yeah, they were like weird sex wizards, and then you showed up, and you were like weird and different.
I
Well, okay, it's only one of them was a sex wizard. The rest of them just kind of did like weird art stuff and like dance and things. But you looked really different, which made me interested in you. Because you were all like, yeah, don't say anything. You can't say anything nice. You weren't like them at all.
huh. Does Sawyer know what she means with weird sex wizard? Like, is that a thing?
Most of the people you showed up with were members of the cult of ecstasy.
Ah, okay.
You know,
All right. Yeah, got
yeah,
it. I got it now.
because Bob.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah, that would fit that she knows these people. So Sawyer will remember that and just goes, oh yes, sex. I get it now. Sex wizards. Yes, yes, that is a thing. They are. That is a good
So
term
are
for
you
them.
also a Coke wizard?
I no, I am no, I'm not member of any cult, nor am I a sex wizard. Not when it comes
Oh,
to
it's a
actual
cult?
magic, of course.
Why
Then I'm
don't you
gonna
just tell her everything about us?
he's gonna take a sip of wine after that horrible pun.
So there's different kinds of wizards, really?
Well, I suppose there are different kinds of anything really, of any profession. Like for instance, I
How many
am
different kinds are there?
well, as many as people want to be. You can be a sex wizard. You can be a math wizard. You can be a science wizard. Sure, you can be a party wizard. Whatever you want to
Science
be.
wizard.
Think of it as a
Crazy.
no. Think of it as a think of magic users as artists. You have painters. You have musicians. You have modern expressionists. You have geniuses who just draw a little circle on a white frame, eclipsing all other art.
A single dot on a white frame. That was magic.
Yep.
Yes, that is the
There's
true.
no way.
That is the true
There's
magic,
no
Zephy.
way anybody would have thought
That
that that
is
was an actual painting.
that is the true magic, Zephy. The true magic is getting someone to pay $1 million for that.
Yep.
Yep. And then shredding it right in front of their eyes.
Oh, that was great. So no,
It was.
obviously he's saying Sawyer doesn't want to give her any details. He wants to be as vague as possible, but at the same time he doesn't want to lie to her. So yeah, there are different kinds of magic, but it's up to whoever uses the magic to decide what to do with it, which is technically true.
Crazy. So what kind of wizard are you?
Oh well, I am.
A baby wizard.
I do magic with babies. Yes, I'm
I
a baby wizard.
am no. Well, I hope to eventually gain enough knowledge in the subject to help with my actual work and my passion, which is psychiatry.
Until
So
then, I just
you're
cast
like a
filth
weird
magnet.
psychologist mind wizard.
What?
So you're like a weird psychologist mind wizard?
I'm not a. I wouldn't call myself a mind wizard. That sounds like a really cheesy 80s movie.
I don't know, but yeah, does that mean you like read minds and stuff? Do you control minds? Are you controlling my mind right now?
I would
She's a
think
sleeper.
not.
She's a sleepwalker, isn't she?
No, here's I would. I I am not actually sure. I suppose there could be people who control minds.
Yes.
Mind wizards.
Yes, it's
Wow.
a thing.
That will
Crazy.
that has very unfortunate implications. Now that I think about it, huh? I will have to look into that. Thank you,
What
Lila.
if this is actually just the Matrix and we're all just in a mind wizard's web? Ooh. Spooky.
No, no, he actually scoffs at that, like audibly. No, no, that is highly unlikely, Lila. You see, it's a lot of magic isn't easy or cheap. There's a cost involved, and the more extraordinary things you want to do, or so at least I got told, the more you have to invest in making it happen. And at a certain point, you get you get pushed back by the world because the world will assert its own state of being over what you are trying to do, or you know. Basically, what I'm saying, if you want to make a matrix by controlling 6 or 7 billion human minds, it would be impossible. It's much easier to use the normal method of using, well, sex appeal. That's how you control minds.
Why don't you just tell her everything about us?
I'm just giggling to myself. I wish she knew more about the technocracy. Anyways,
I'm assuming she's a sleepwalker by this point.
Or a technocrat.
Yeah. Yeah, you might
That would
be.
be great.
oh, I love that level of paranoia from Mitch now.
Everything's technocracy.
I mean,
You
shit,
guys
I've been
haven't even
sitting
met
here
him yet.
thinking that too.
Man, you guys haven't even met any technocrats.
I hope we
Which is
don't.
why we're on the lookout
Fuck
for them.
you, I
at all
have.
times.
What?
Mitch is the only one that's met them because they were part of his They were part of how he got into Mage.
I
Oh.
did.
met
It was
one.
terrible.
Okay, anyway. Well, you know what, Lila? Let's stop talking about magic for a moment. Let's talk about you. What is your where are you from? How did you grow up? What is your last name?
What's up? Who are you? What's up?
Shit.
That's a weird last name.
It's Italian.
All right, this is another serious question. How much do you want to know? This is like the same level of like you may not want to know everything like your family.
Well, then just tell me about your hobbies.
Give me the
Surely you
basics.
have hobbies.
Ask for the basics.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of this job. I mean, I like my job. I go out and learn cool new stuff, and I meet new cool new people, and I occasionally either sleep with them or spy on them, and it's fun. And then, it's all kinds of crazy stuff. Well, you're the first person I actually slept with. Anyways.
Oh, she's
Again,
totally
mental
playing.
mental note. Mental note.
Well, except for Robert and when I was 19, but that's something different.
Spaghetti
I didn't really
Western
stalk
whistle?
him beforehand. Anyways. That was the time I blew my teacher. Anyways. I'm saying too much.
Onwards and
Did
upwards.
she just imply that she slept with Bob?
No.
Could have
Damn
been a different Bob.
There's more than one Robert in the world.
Not in this game. There's only one
Sure, Robert is
Bob.
a completely unique individual and not just
That
a name
can-
I pulled out of my ass.
There can be only one Bob.
Robert Clancy, I'm going to say his name was.
Uh,
AKA not Bob.
Not Bob.
So, yeah, I like my job. My job is kind of my hobby. I don't know, I like reading and, like dressing up and stuff. I like reading a lot.
Oh, really? What do you like to read? I recently finished a quite fascinating series of books that was heavily recommended to me. It was about a boy attending a wizarding school in
I
England.
knew you fucking would, you piece of shit.
Wait, you never read Harry Potter before?
Well, it was a bit out of it. Well,
Why don't
I
you just go see the movies? Instead of
I
reading the
don't
book.
really. Well, I'm not a movie goer. Now, if they had made a play out of it, I would have attended it. Of course, I would have. But
But
yeah,
they did.
they did.
Anyways, yeah. Lisa Bookerhead, she begins talking about a book, and you begin to rapidly realize that it is nonfiction, and it is a book of philosophy that is highly complex, and I don't feel like coming up with it right now. When she begins talking about it, her demeanor slightly changes. She is less awkward and more academic and intellectual.
Look, as long as it's not Atlas Shrugged.
It is not
Yeah.
Atlas Shrugged.
Good.
She references Atlas Shrugged, but she does not seem to have been very fond of that book itself.
Oh, wonderful.
That being
Her
said, it's
allure
like
increases tenfold.
That being said, it is like a book on like Eastern philosophy and Gnosticism.
Ah.
It's really complicated stuff.
Oh.
Cool.
I do not know how much Sawyer learned about philosophy, in his academic years.
That is actually his specialty.
It's some fucking deep ass shit that she's talking about.
So basically, lawyer just nods along and makes some witty remarks, but lets her talk. Because
Did you just call him lawyer?
did I?
Yeah,
God, I hope not.
yes,
Shit,
you did.
Sawyer. Well,
I
just
do
nod
not know
along.
how many dots of academics that Sawyer has, but
Three.
I could tell that she definitely has like around 4 dots of academics. She is
Oh,
very
so
classically schooled.
she knows more about this than him, which it makes sense.
A little bit,
He's
yeah.
well, he focused on the science.
Yeah. But yeah, she knows a lot of stuff. She also occasionally references like really obscure bits of history while talking, but otherwise she eventually like winds in. Geez, I went on a ramble again. I'm sorry.
Sawyer just looks at her smitten.
In the
And
meantime, me and Nathan are having a very nice conversation about I have no idea what.
Yeah.
some really banal pop culture thing.
I'm actually pretty sure Nathan asked Lance about his previous job and like his experiences on that job. He was also very interested in his piano playing.
Which job? Because I had two. Would have been the would it have been as a forensic
Probably the one
pathologist?
is a coroner.
Yeah,
Or is it
a
coroner?
coroner.
A corona.
Sorry, I can't.
I surgically bisected the sun.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
How was your job as a superheated plasma film? Like did it work out for you? It work out for you?
It was good. I learned a lot. Got desensitized to a lot of stuff that would probably make most people vomit at this point.
It does not, however, make Nathan vomit.
I am glad to see that neither of them are paying attention to the conversation on the phone.
Actually, Nathan is paying attention to the conversation of the phone, which is why he's asking Lance about his job.
Are you
I know.
just
And then
are you
probably
just
not
swapping?
listening.
Are you just swapping like gross out stories about your respective jobs? That'd be great.
No, I'm not explaining what I've done in detail. I'm just saying
Oh,
he actually specifically says I've gotten desensitized to a lot of stuff that would make most people vomit.
so you watched a lot of anime then.
Horror anime specifically.
Anyway, Sawyer looks at Lila like again, just smitten with her, well, quite surprising intellect actually. Like I mean, not like surprisingly obviously smart, but you know, he didn't think she would be into heavy philosophy even more than he is. So he just nods. He just nods at that. That's fascinating. I'm afraid I didn't get that deep into philosophy in my studies. We were mostly focused on the classic Western things, Greek, French, some Spanish.
Danish.
Oh no, not Danish.
Oh, come on. Who's going to forget Kierkegaard?
Okay, yeah.
Uncultured
Yes,
swine,
okay.
the Dane.
No, he will go. And of course, Danish.
Hey!
You're not in the room.
Damn it.
It was a very brief study.
He probably has some bad memories about Kierkegaard.
To be
Oh,
fair,
God.
he's like our only philosopher.
But
It was
I
very
would
brief. It was very brief studies.
anyway. He will say, I would love to hear more about this topic if you would indulge me at a later time. Maybe
Sure.
we can set up a another date, maybe at my place.
All right. Sounds fun.
Yes, but back to what is your last name?
Getting back to my original question, how much do you want to know?
Just
How much do you really Want to know?
Just the name.
Look, as long as she doesn't say Milliner, it's gonna be fine.
That would be
I don't have one.
Masters.
Interesting.
really. How did
Yeah.
that
My
come
long
to
lost-
how did that come to pass?
Oh, I don't have parents.
Orphan. Classic orphan story.
Orphans usually get a second name.
Yeah. Like, I mean, how much do you want to know?
I
This is important.
Just say all of it and get it over with.
no, that might kill me.
Damn it.
Well, okay, so I will look at her.
Just the name. Just
So I
the
will look
name.
at her, weigh his options. She said she never shot that gun. She never killed anyone. Then a fancy restaurant.
She
With
said she's never
fences?
killed a person.
She said she's never killed a person.
Ah.
Okay,
Wrong emphasis.
what is the emphasis here? She said or
She
person?
emphasized that she's never killed a person.
Oh, that's even worse. That makes it so much more ominous.
Ask her what a definition of person is.
She's also only told you she's never. You don't have. You have no evidence to prove that that's the truth.
Well, yeah, that's true. But she hasn't killed me yet,
Mhm.
so
You're a
Yet.
person.
okay. You know what? I'm gonna.
But you're also a mage.
Sawyer will put his phone on airplane mode for a moment.
Oh, so you're cutting us off?
I cutting
You
you
little
off,
shit.
yes. I'm cutting you
Oh.
off for a moment and go,
Oh,
Lila, would you be averse to continuing this relationship we have in a more serious manner? And if so, how much could you tell me without risking what we have? I want
I
to
should
know
probably
that
preface by
much.
saying I can't have kids.
Wonderful. I don't want kids.
Oh, I kind of do.
Aw.
Suppose you want
Oh.
what you can't have. That's another thing.
Well, you could always
Well, okay, I
adopt.
can adopt, but for adoption for me is really complicated. It's a long story.
Sawyer will bite back a remark that he could just buy an orphanage and, just pick 2 or 3 and the rest we ship off. No, he wouldn't say that. That's terrible. Well, my family owns several workhouses. I'm sure we can find something in your
Oh my
price
God.
range.
Oh my fucking god.
So yeah, I'm cool with like going out with somebody. You're like my first boyfriend. That's another thing. But yeah, that's fine. And it's not like one of these things where I have to kill you if I tell you the truth. It's like it's kind of dangerous if I tell you the truth. So I'm just like I'm trying to figure out how deep you want to stick your dick in this metaphorical
my.
dick. Well, I already figured out how much you're willing to stick your real dick. But that's another thing.
Just one arched eyebrow in response.
It's why I'm not wearing underwear right now. But anyways,
2 raised eyebrows.
Well, shit. This girl is trying to
So-
die.
hey, how much do you want to know? Guys, this is about to get into some deep shit.
Lila, just tell me who you are.
Well, I'm Lila.
boop.
Yes, but Lila who? Lila the artist, Lila the philosopher, Lila the contract killer.
Lila the academic.
What? No, I've never killed a person. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Lila the academic.
Personally,
I never
I
went to college either, so I can't really call myself an academic.
would disagree.
Wait.
So yeah, how much you want to know, and how much do you want the other person on that phone to know?
Oh shit.
Oh, they can't listen.
Totally saw through it.
Oh, fuck.
No, I was. Oh, they can't listen in right now. I put it on airplane mode.
Nathan,
I know.
Nathan, the connection has been cut off.
Oh, Gareth, you have got to be kidding me.
He's probably put it on airplane mode.
He no,
Well-
Sawyer will look her right in the eye. It's just they are worried.
How much do they know?
About as much as me, which is to say
Oh, wow.
nothing.
Wow. Subtle. Yeah.
Wait, no,
Wow.
I thought she meant about the like her.
Yeah.
Like in general? Oh, basically nothing.
Well, when you said like basically everything, like wow, subtle. That gentleman don't kiss and tell. Anyways, I mean they can listen to as much as they want, but that also be pulling them into the whole business, and it's kind of private times. Yeah. I also don't really know them, so I mean I've never seen them before, so it's kind of creepy.
I can't disagree with that.
So if you could like stop, I'm not gonna tell you anything, but I'd like to meet somebody before I start spilling my guts out.
I mean, if you
I'd like to
truly
meet your
want,
friends. That'd be fun. Are they also wizards? I'm assuming it's your friends that are listening. It might be somebody
they
blackmailing.
are.
I'm going to attempt to force the connection back on
I should.
God damn it.
from my side of the
Okay,
phone.
okay.
Oh.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna put the airplane mode off and just re-enable you to listen in, and then go. Well, of course you can meet my friends,
Hi.
but no. I mean, like we can meet face to face. I just want them to listen in to this so they're not surprised because they're easily
Nathan-
surprised. They are very worried about you, and some of them are actually afraid of you. So if you could,
I'm not that scary. I know people are
they're-
way scarier than me.
they're very
people who-
easily afraid.
Well, people like me. They're assholes. They live in Africa mostly. Okay. Except for the ones that live in Ireland.
Okay, fine. You know what? Fine. Let's meet two of my friends, so they stop worrying about me, and you stop worrying about them. And I'll take the phone out. I put it on speaker. Just go. Are you two still listening in?
Hi, my name's Layla.
Nathan will watch as Lance visibly cringes from how loud that was in his ear, because he probably was wearing a Bluetooth earpiece in.
Like a tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Well,
Maybe
yeah,
I had business.
I'm sure they heard that.
So in other words, you were the only one who actually heard any of it. I didn't hear shit.
Well, I can't have my phone on speakerphone at the table. That's also very rude.
There's
That's
no one
fair.
else there.
Yeah, but it's also rude.
It's why we're here, Zephy!
He's treating this like he's treating it like a
sorry.
real date.
I'm trying to figure out how we could both listen in, but still keep it not rude for the atmosphere that we're in.
You're actually treating this like a
Screw
real date.
Screw the atmosphere. This is a covert operation of us making sure a friend doesn't get shot.
All right, fine. Then
all in
I guess
character?
it'd be on. I guess it'd be
Yes.
on speakerphone then.
No, we can do this in all in character. No, I want to listen in. I don't care about the atmosphere.
Who gives a shit about the atmosphere?
And Sawyer just listens to that stone-faced, then looks to Lila.
They're funny.
This is wonderful.
This is
Yeah,
It's
would they-
fine.
I mean, you could always invite us into the private room.
That was the idea. You're also in a
Okay.
private room.
Sawyer would know that that typically isn't really done in this place. It's meant for people who want privacy,
Yeah.
and like the waiter will never even admit that another couple is here.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
kind of an issue. Hmm. I don't
I mean,
want to
we
get
know
on.
that you're.
I don't want to get on the waiter's bad side. I like this place.
Look, Sawyer, we can do a very brief introduction of ourselves telephonically, and then we can meet up afterwards.
That
I do believe
sounds
that
like
would
the
be the
best.
most.
That sounds like the best course of action. So
I'll put it on. I'll put it on speakerphone. I'll put it on speakerphone.
So you're also wizards, right?
Can we talk
I have
about
no
this?
comments.
Yeah, can we talk about this later, Sawyer? We can do a meetup. We can do a meetup
No,
after
because
our
I'm really upset that my date was ruined. So you're gonna tell me something that's gonna make me happy. You're wizards, right?
Yes, we're mages.
Cool. All right.
Can we do the meetup late? Can we do a meetup later?
Sure, of course.
Cool. Well, Sawyer, do we just want to go to the regular bar afterwards?
well, yeah, she was already in there. She knows the place. Why not?
Okay, that works because we all know the place. It's familiar to everybody.
Yes. I'll look at her. That's the place where you meet the sex wizards.
Cool. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick because I need to put my underwear back on because I'm angry at you. She walks out.
And that.
Well, before she
requires-
walks out, she hits
Why?
the hang up button on your phone, then walks out
Why is she angry at me?
because she thought this was a regular date.
Well, it
Well,
was.
Nathan leans back as she hangs up. Goes, well, sounds like someone isn't getting laid tonight.
Isn't.
That's what I said. Isn't.
Oh, all right.
Well,
I think that's all. I think that's. Never mind.
Sawyer is then sitting by himself.
Were you about to say you think that's all of us?
Yes.
well, Sawyer
and
will just finish his wine then.
Sawyer begins to watch as it starts to rain outside.
Nathan will smirk. Does that mean you were hoping for something, Lance?
No.
Gentlemen, please. Sawyer begins to watch as it is raining outside. It begins to rain. It becomes almost become torrential.
Well,
he looks out
someone's
the
really
window.
upset.
The sorry, the half-filled glass of wine in his hand. Sighs and says, "Well, this is what the kids call a big mood."
And
You
there
piece of
is
shit.
a flash of thunder, or a flash of lightning, roll of thunder.
Oh.
And there's an individual sitting next to Sawyer now. He has his own chair. He is in a tweed suit, pair of spectacles. He's an older
shit.
gentleman, balding on his head. He has a notepad. Does not look at Sawyer. He is passive in his appearance. Seems to only be looking at his notepad while Sawyer continues to look on ahead.
Is that the concierge?
Here's your
Shut up.
check, sir.
Is it my avatar?
Yes.
Thank you.
He flips another page on his notepad. Do you believe that the mood has something to do with your current mental state?
I did just get snubbed out of a night of passion, so perhaps.
And really?
She's fascinating, though, isn't she? Looking forward to our
And how
next
does that
date.
make you feel?
Oh, there's one thing of interest that I noted.
Oh.
How
Indulge
many
me.
times did she have to ask how much you were willing to know before you even
Oh,
answered?
yes, I noticed that too.
Why didn't you answer her?
3
Why didn't
times.
you let her
3
know?
times.
Well, I hung up the phone, right?
Yep.
Oh, you did.
So shut up, Seppi.
Actually, she did.
Yeah.
She hung up on us.
In fact,
The,
it's not
the,
like my avatar would show up on the phone anyway.
He
the
might.
entire- Either way, they're not listening. Continue the scene.
Yeah. No, Sawyer will think about that for a
About
moment.
your family, about herself. You seem so.
I seem very well, Doctor. You see, I think I am content with not knowing too much about her right now, in case it endangers a budding relationship that I would love to pursue further.
And then why is it that you didn't want to know about your family, Sawyer? She seems to obviously know more about your family than you do, and she seems to think that you're in some sort of danger in your ignorance.
Well, I'm not a fool, Doctor, obviously. I know that my family is involved in certain activities that are better left unexplored. Like I said many times, they are rich, they are white, very rich and very white, which means they have power, which means they have connections, which means they are most likely involved in shady business. And I have no doubt that parts of my family are willing to go to rather extreme ends to
You don't
justify
at least want to know what a wraith is?
what?
Seems like a curious term to use.
What?
You don't even wish to know what a wraith is? Seems like a curious term to use for such a young lady.
The wraith.
A wraith.
Yes, I don't know
Literally
where
the
you.
term that she used in her text.
Oh, what
Remember?
would what would Sawyer know about wraiths? Oh, jeez.
Nothing.
Fuck all.
Yeah. So you know, Sawyer will look at his avatar and just go, the wraith. What kind of play is that?
This time he looks up at Sawyer, gives him a really look.
By the way, my avatar is basically Sigmund Freud in his office. Like that's all part of it.
With or without dog and cocaine.
Um, my avatar represents the spirit of psychiatry as I think about it. So no cocaine, no dog. He's not actually the person Sigmund Freud. He's an
It's
idealized.
symbolism.
It's an idealized symbol of Sawyer's profession, like someone he can
Hmm,
talk to on an even level, basically, someone he looks up to.
fair enough. Fair enough. You want to fuck your father, yes.
He just has Pavlov's dog just sitting right next to him, drooling.
That's just mixing up symbolism.
Right. Anyways. And you aren't curious about these terms that she's using?
Well, I'm curious about almost everything involving her. I just want to take it slow, I suppose. And he looks to his avatar as he just comes to this realization himself, which of course it's kind of true. I think I am smitten with her, Doctor. I can't tell why.
It's understandable. An individual like you.
Also, I'm answering Nathan in basic text in
So,
the chat. So
although at some points it seems that you're still standing on a fence, you've yet to really decide what you want to do with your life. You seem uncertain. You have plenty of
The
guidance.
the upheaval of the last few years with the magic thing and of course your appearance in well, more or less tangible form to me was a bit upsetting in terms of my life goals and plans thereof. Quite frankly, Doctor, there are weeks when I just don't know what the fuck is going on anymore.
It happens. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's good to question.
Oh yes, I know. It's a normal adjustment period. It's just that sometimes it would be nice to have a solid plan in front of me without any crazy things happening. For
If
fuck's
I
sake, I
may
killed a
so
man.
say, Sawyer, if you're looking for some kind of solid ground, do you think it's just going to be given to you?
Well, of course not. This is just my frustration airing itself.
Then why do you continue to remain on the fence?
He will sip his wine, empty the glass, then look out the window.
Continues to pour rain.
Well, what do you suppose I should do, professionally speaking? Just open up entirely?
I believe that you would benefit greatly from a little more decisiveness in your life. You seem aimless, wishy-washy, I suppose one could use a layman term.
It's a valid point.
But at the same time, direction isn't just going to be given to you, especially with your mentors, with your friends. They expect quite a lot from you.
Yes, yes, aren't they?
And you have yet to really try to take yourself out of this situation. So it's not a question of whether you have gone too far, but whether you possess the fortitude to continue and finish what you started. I believe it's a little too late to back out now, so
Yes, I'm afraid so too. Still, it's comforting to have one foot still on top of the cliffside while the rest of me dangles off it.
and I have a feeling that eventually something is going to push you off.
So what you're saying is I should rather take the
What
last step myself before something pushes me off, because then I have more control over it.
what I'm saying is that you should get a parachute.
Yeah.
I'm sure you understand my meaning, yes?
I think so.
Prepare, so I believe we have a much more interesting time rapidly approaching.
I'm afraid you might be right. Well then, Doctor, this
There
has
is
been
another flash of lightning. And he is gone. Sawyer looks out the window.
Sawyer,
and
no,
it is-
Sawyer will literally wait. Sawyer will literally go. Well, this was a most intriguing conversation. He's gone.
But the dog's still there,
The dog is still there.
There's no dog.
No.
just staring
So-
at you, drooling.
Sawyer looks out the window again. There's a flash of lightning. His avatar is gone, and it is completely bone dry outside. Like it hasn't rained in days, because it hasn't.
Well, that,
That's a lie. It rains all the time in Portland. It hasn't rained today.
well, Sawyer will pour himself another glass of wine because he has issues. And
By
then,
the way,
And also
Sawyer,
the money to back it up.
this was your seeking.
woo!
Yay!
So-
Yay.
What exactly do I get? Actually, we talk about this later. Fuck it.
Another dot of Arate.
Anything else?
Yep. Well, you spend XP on your dot of Arate.
Yeah.
And now you got your Arate after you finished your seeking.
All right. Good. Thank you.
Congratulations, motherfucker.
Yay. Anyway,
You're
yeah,
the first living PC.
you.
Arate.
Too soon.
Wow. Low blow.
It's
All
not
right.
my fault.
Okay.
You
Anyway,
know it.
No, it's bands.
it is. Yeah, it was bad. Anyway, he will pour himself another glass of wine and then wait for Lila to come back with the intention of letting her explain more things to him, no matter if they're dangerous or not.
Lila will eventually come back. She seems her dress seems slightly ruffled.
Lila, welcome back. First of all, I
Yeah.
would like to sincerely apologize for the rude interruption of my friends. Word,
Well, I mean,
were it
they're
not for
not
them,
ones
were
who
it not for
answered the
them,
call.
oh sorry, were it not for them, this would have been just a regular date. I hope you believe that.
I'll
Now,
let it go for now.
thank you. And Lila, if our next date is still on, I think I would love to hear who you are and where you come from, no matter if it's dangerous or not. And quid pro quo, I could tell you the things I know about my family that may or may not be dangerous, and perhaps a bit more
Okay, I'm
about
not gonna lie. I probably know about your family more than you do
that is true.
from the way you talk.
That is true.
That being said, I would still be willing to tell you anything about your family. For now, just whatever you do, don't let them know that you're a wizard.
Oh, I won't.
Like at all, seriously. Never let them know.
Oh, I won't. Anyway,
And
let's.
if you meet anybody named Giovanni, don't let them know your last name. In fact, just try to use your last name as little as possible when you're doing wizard.
Oh,
Giovanni, the guy who wants all the Pokemon?
You
I'm
little
sorry?
shit.
The guy who wants all the Pokemon?
No.
No, no, no.
You,
He will
I
just
will find where you live and kill you with a
he
straight
will
razor.
not.
And
Okay,
you
so
don't
I will.
actually remember the name Giovanni. However, you think you have a cousin, like a cousin multiple times removed or something? One of those weirder members of the family?
Probably, but surely that's not who she means.
And I mean anybody whose last name is Giovanni.
Anyway, this is anyone.
Even
Any
if they're not,
Giovannis.
even if they actually have nothing to do with it, just be careful.
Any Giovannis, they're all the same person. Yeah, he will not, and then say, well then let's postpone the talk about our respective pasts and dangers thereof to an actual date and meet my two friends
Sure.
so they can apologize to you as well they should.
Okay.
Do you want to finish the wine?
All right.
You could take the bottle with you if you choose so.
She downs the fucking bottle.
Sawyer looks at her and feels his heart flutter, and there's like an audible huh.
Like she picks up the half full bottle and then fucking downs it. For a second, she stumbles and she looks like she's gonna fall over. Don't. Then almost really quickly, she seems completely fine.
Sure.
Wizard. She's an
Alcoholic.
alcohol. She's an
Alcoholic,
alcohol
Sephi.
wizard. She's
No,
an alcohol wizard.
No, that's just called being an alcoholic, Sephi.
She's an alcohol.
She's an alcohol.
she's she's Zach's alcohol.
Meanwhile, those two are just sexting in the chat.
Yep.
We're having a conversation. We're having a conversation.
Well, if you want to have that conversation like outside the chat, I think I'm done with Lila for the moment.
Hey.
No,
Jake?
we're pretty cool staying in chat. You can. We'll talk to Lila once you get out of here.
That's what I wanted to do.
I know. I'm waiting for Chicken to respond though.
Well, Chicken, you're there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you can talk about stuff in character now. I'm gonna go get like a fucking sandwich or something. I'm starving.
Yeah,
Eee.
Yeah, sandwiches are pretty good.
they are.
So
I'm gonna make
picking
one
up
too.
from the, go ahead and do it.
Picking up from the chat.
From what Leo wrote, Nathan is going to go. Well, I don't see why you couldn't pursue a career in music. Of course, it's best to keep a low profile for a while after changing your identity. But there's no reason you can't hone your musical skills and start working on a career.
Well,
After all, many of us have rather high social profiles. The only thing you need to keep hidden is who you really are, what you really are. Aside from
and
that, you can do pretty much anything you want.
that's a bit of an issue. I mean, my family knows how good I was, and if they, you know, my friend too, if they probably if they even like see me or even hear about me, they're gonna know who I am.
That is why most of us tend to skip town once we've managed to, be integrated into this new life that we lead.
Yeah, it's a bit of an issue, and I don't know where to go right now. I'd love to continue pursuing it, but if I get too famous, then that kind of creates an issue.
It does indeed. There are ways to get around it, however. A little bit of visual tampering with your own features. You already have a new name.
New name, new hair, well, new hair color.
Exactly. Not to mention lots of people look like each other.
That is true.
But in any case,
It's
there's
just been
no.
a it's just been a sudden jolt from, you know, having a successful career in forensics pathology with a possible career in, professional music, and then having all of that and my family and friends just, ripped away from me.
Well, as it were, forensics pathology is a slightly more low profile career choice than musician. So,
It
again, I don't see
is,
why you can't just pursue that once more.
well, is the nature of how I left the forensics pathology uh, career and became a mage that kind of presents an issue, and that's that I was killed in a, I don't, honestly, probably, I think it was kind of like an attack on the actual morgue that I was working in.
Oh,
Yes.
and exactly what was it that attacked you?
From, I mean, what I can remember, a vampire.
A vampire? Really?
Yes.
Now that is
It
more than just a little bit
it
fascinating.
originally it had attacked my other place of my other job, which was working at a jazz bar. And
So,
then I got called in to work on it after it had supposedly died in that jazz bar. I was called in to work to, you know,
so in other
to do the
words,
autopsy.
this vampire attacked you on both of your places, in both of your places of employment.
I don't think it was specifically aiming for me at the on our first encounter at the jazz bar.
Well, you certainly got caught up in the crossfire.
Yes, it was some kind of meeting between two gangsters. between two gangs.
And for some
And
reason, vampires were involved.
the vampire was there as, I think, muscle for one of the gangs.
In other words, a gang you don't want to tussle with.
Not right now. And then, of course, I got called in to do the autopsy, mostly because
I'm back.
it's a
Hello.
small police. It was a small police force. It's a small police force. Well, I guess it's a
Portland does not have a small police force.
okay. Anyways,
Portland would have a
it's-
very large police force.
anyways, I probably got called in because I worked that shift anyway, and that was how we kind of figured out that it was a vampire. I mean, it ripped a man in half at the jazz bar.
It ripped a man in half at the jazz bar.
Yes, with its bare
And-
with its bare hands. And then someone managed to
bare hands?
stake it in the heart at the jazz bar, and then it went down, so everyone just assumed it was dead. And then when we went in to do the autopsy, the person that I was doing the internship with, who I was studying under, removed the stake, and it came back alive, and it killed him, and then it severely injured me, knocking me out.
fascinating.
And that's how I became a mage.
I got
Okay.
knocked out and then I woke up having magic powers.
Yeah, pretty
Do you
much.
mind- Do you mind if I write down a little bit about this encounter?
I mean, I don't mind.
Oh, thank you very much.
I think
Nathan
it's
pulls out.
I think
Nathan
it's
pulls out.
definitely sorry.
Nathan pulls out his book and starts scribbling in something that you can only assume is shorthand because Jesus Christ, he's getting a lot written in not a lot of time.
Yep. I mean, I assume it's definitely something that needs to be looked into. Maybe
Well, I'd like
there
that.
could be something worse down the line.
Well, I like to believe this is exactly why I'm here. Well, not here particularly, but you know, why I am working at what I'm working at. In any case, as for your work in forensics,
I mean, it definitely comes in handy every now and then with working as a mage.
it does indeed. However, I I really don't see why you wouldn't be able to pursue a career within it once more.
I think the police would look too much into it and figure out who I was.
Although, well,
I
that
think that-
is
I think there's a lot.
possibly true.
Connor, how much of a background check was there when I did the internship? I assumed
You were
there was
checking out a criminal record and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I assumed there was a pretty extensive background check, considering I was kind of working with the police.
It was an internship, though.
Yeah, it was an internship with the university that I was studying at.
You had a background check and they essentially confirmed that you didn't have like a criminal record.
Oh, was that it?
So with like a false identity, you could probably do it.
I mean, we could. Except this time I would be applying as an actual forensics pathologist instead of just an intern.
It would be really weird when you come back in and meet the technicians that knew you beforehand that thought you're dead.
Yeah, and that's the problem, is that they could recognize me, maybe.
Well, I'm not saying that you have to apply in the very same police force that you worked at before, which is why I said usually mages tend to skip town.
Were we a part of the was I an internship with a forensics pathology group that was a part of the police force, or was it like a separate thing that the police force used as kind of like a consultant, or kind of
You were
know-
interning at the coroner's office, which is separate but connected directly towards the law enforcement section.
Okay. So it's kind of like it's kind of like a separate company that they kind of employed, I guess.
It's still run by the city. It's not a company.
Okay. So we were just part of the city. We were still
Yes.
kind of a part of the same thing.
There
Okay.
is no coroner company. There is not Coroner Inc.
We should
It
make
depends on
Corner
how
Inc.
people know about how civics works.
Corner Inc. You
Oh,
bring him in,
wouldn't
we cut him up.
God damn it. Wouldn't it be viable to apply for a job at, say, a morgue?
I could.
That's one way of pursuing your career goals.
I think right now I'm doing security at a casino. Just computer security at a casino, thanks to Michael.
You're working IT. They do not have a internet security specialist.
And
Okay,
really, it's
fine.
that
Oh,
really is a
correction. You
far.
are their security special, their internet security specialist. You're IT.
Yep.
Well, that really is a far cry from what you were working at before.
Well,
Does
it
it make
seemed kind of the easiest way to go, to where nobody would really ask a lot of questions.
does it make you happy?
No, not really.
Perhaps it's time for a bit of a change of scenery then.
Although I mean, really, forensic pathology was just a job. I mean, I liked the work that I was doing to help other people, but at the same time, I would have rather been doing music.
In other words, the music is what you live and breathe for.
Yes.
Well, there are ways in which you could pursue it that would keep you anonymous.
I will say the music definitely helps with the steady hands.
I can imagine. But really, though, if you just
I
give it a
suppose I
little bit
could.
of thought, you could definitely hide your true identity. You have all of the tools and abilities available to you that every other normal person magic. You can find a way. You don't have to be stuck at a dead-end job somewhere doing IT for a casino. You have an
You're a
entire
wizard.
world. You have an entire world of possibility in front of you, even more so now than you did before. It'd be a waste to squander it.
I suppose I could check with local hospitals and see if they have anything available.
I didn't you just say that you wanted to do music most of all?
I did, but I mean, the skills that I have kind of really do lend themselves to forensics pathology
Or being a musician.
or being a musician, neither one.
Then be a musician. I mean, if you have to, fucking go on YouTube and other such sites and upload completely anonymous videos that keep you in the shadows, but just focus on the music itself.
Could.
Although I will have to hit you if you ask me to subscribe and like.
Are you saying that you wouldn't? Granted, you haven't heard me play yet, so
That is true.
you
I
still
would love
have.
to.
You're still open to your opinions.
Indeed, I am. And again, I would love to hear you play at some point.
I mean, if you continue with this group, you'll probably hear me play every now and then in the coffee bar that I have set up for the group.
Oh boy, you were not kidding when you said you were new to the whole dating and flirting thing.
Yeah, like I said, it wasn't really a focus when I was kind of trying to focus on a career path.
Very obviously. In any case, like I said, I would love to hear you play one time.
Or
But for now,
maybe we can do another date sometime.
what are you suggesting in that little cafe of yours?
No, obviously someplace far fancier than that.
Oh,
Although
I'm
it,
afraid neither
although,
us. I'm afraid neither of us will be able to afford it. Besides, my
al-
tastes are far more towards the simple. This coq au vin is divine, obviously. However, I do believe I would enjoy just a steaming cup of coffee at a cafe whilst looking out at a rainy street far more.
I'm sure we can find something. Although this place kind of sets a high bar.
Indeed, it does. A high and quite uncomfortable bar.
I assume at this point we probably see them coming out, or
Assuming you left beforehand, yes.
What?
Assuming that you left beforehand, yes.
I mean we've been in there until we get the check, or until they ask us to pay.
Honestly, Nathan is just going to go. For now, how about we finish this coq au vin, pay our bills, and head out. We've lost
All right.
our we've lost our telephonic
I'm going to say
feed
that
after
you
all.
came out before Sawyer and Lila.
Okay. We probably would have hurried up a little bit once they cut the connect. Once Sawyer and Lila kind of cut the connection.
Yeah. Just out of pure panic of where the fuck are they?
Yep. Be like, maybe we should leave and then wait.
I do
Oh.
believe that is the best course of action.
When they walk out, unlike the first time, where they had where Sawyer, where where
Lila.
Lila had her arm around Sawyer's. This time, she is keeping her hands entirely to herself as they walk out together.
Oh my.
Also, didn't you say it was like pouring down rain?
It is not.
It is not,
Oh,
sir.
okay.
That was just in Sawyer's seeking.
Oh, okay.
But it's
Only
not
for Sawyer
rain.
does it. Only for Sawyer does it storm intensely.
The rain
I
is
literally
part
said,
of the avatar.
"You are
My
all
avatar,
fucked."
my avatar is literally a guy in an office in a building with a bit of landscape outside. I went all out.
Nice. My
Also,
avatar is a stick
also,
in the ground with an animal on it.
Connor, question.
What?
Would Gygaxia have explained to me anything about nodes or Michael once I found, the abandoned theater?
Nodes? Yes. It was part of your education as a mage.
Oh, okay.
This is what a node is. You'll recognize it when you see it. It's made of magic juju juice,
Okay.
Sweet.
otherwise referred to as quintessence.
That probably would have been the conversation between Leo and Nathan, or between Lance and Nathan after, or when they're walking up to us. Been like, I may have found a node if we ever want a place outside of the Chantry to go to.
Oh no, that sounds quite interesting. Rather splendid, if you ask me.
At the moment, I've been using it to kind of just, feed Gygaxia the quintessence he needs, so he doesn't try to kill me later.
I mainly use mine as a library.
Oh, hi Sawyer. Zachary. Which one are we going with right now? Zachary? Zachary?
these are your friends?
Indeed, we are. I do apologize for so rudely eavesdropping on your conversation beforehand.
Yeah, it was.
We were merely worried about the well-being of our friend. However, that is an explanation and not an excuse. Please accept our apologies.
What was I gonna do to him?
Well, we don't know.
He's literally bigger than me.
Yeah, but guns, it doesn't really matter how big someone is when you have a gun.
I don't have a gun right now.
No comeback? All right.
No,
then.
I don't got anything.
Well, we have no way of knowing whether you did or not. After all, you are a wild card in our.
I wasn't even wearing underwear, let alone carrying a
Oh
gun.
my.
Slightly too much information, my dear.
A little bit too much.
Fuck you, you were listening to my conversation on my date. You already heard that.
Well, true.
Actually, Sawyer put it on airplane mode for that during that part, so we actually didn't hear anything.
No, that was part of the conversation you did hear.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, lewd.
oh my.
One question I have, though. How did you
What?
know that we were listening in?
I saw him pull out the phone when he put it on airplane mode.
And so you just assumed that he was calling someone?
Yeah, because it was in the middle of a call with a guy named Lance.
How did you notice that?
You put my name on your phone?
I'm assuming that he put your fake name and not your real name as a contact.
I'm sorry, I'm still
No,
chewing. God damn it.
You put my name on your phone?
Yeah,
Instead of
what do
leaving
you
it as a
put
num-
in what do you put in your phone, Dick?
I leave it as a number.
Why? How do you even remember that?
I remember
What are
the
you, a
number.
nerd?
Yes.
Yes, can confirm.
Wait. Okay, how many people are in our small group right now? Like
4.
our little cabal group. Okay, then Zephy, you're in my phone under the name best friend number 5.
Actually, no, wait, hold on.
No, not
There's-
even
hold
that.
on.
Number
Hold on.
7.
There's me.
I know people
there's me,
outside.
You. There's me. You. Nathan.
Maggie and Artsy Fish, it's 5.
Yeah.
You are
I'm
below-
best friend number 5.
You are below Dr. Fish. All right?
Still Yay. And I'm guessing you still haven't deleted Bob, who, of course, still holds the #1 spot.
Of course. He will
Oh.
always hold the #1 spot in all of our hearts.
Anyway. Of Sawyer will speak up after being weirdly quiet the entire time because I had to eat. So we speak up. Of course I put your name in there. It's your name. But it's just a name. It could be anyone. I could put you under lazy millennial and I would still know it's you. Instead I put your name in.
Wait, what is his fake name again? Lance or Leo?
It's
Lance Masters.
Lance is the fake
Leo
name.
is my real name.
Yeah, I didn't put
Also,
Leo
what
in
kind of
there.
name is
Both of those
Lance
sound
Masters? You
really
sound like
fake.
a fucking prick out of a 1980s movie about video games. Like, I expect you to show up on a screen with a power glove on and say, "It's so bad."
You think I named myself?
Yes, I did.
It really fucking sounds like it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
See? And as for the cell phone thing, I'm sorry, I don't know your name. My name's Layla. Hi, nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too, Layla. My name is Nathan.
Yeah, I saw him pull the phone out because I was sitting right next to him. I mean, I can be kind of sharp at times, but at the same time, I was sitting right next to him and he pulled out his cell phone.
And you saw him take the call and put you on speaker.
I didn't see him take the call. I just saw him in the middle of a call, hit airplane mode. There.
I told
I
her that
see.
you were worried about me talking with her.
Yes, because I'm so dangerous, especially to a bunch of wizards. Pricks.
Look, we didn't know.
You ruined my day.
All right, look, we're all kind of new at this, except for maybe Nathan.
In any case, we can't afford the luxury of being laissez-faire. We have to be as careful as we possibly can with everyone we meet.
Wow, how do you like buy groceries?
Online?
Internet shopping.
Yeah.
So what happens when like the delivery guy shows up? Do you have like a shotgun pointed behind the door at him?
Oh no, we have magical shotguns. They're much better.
Cool.
No,
Absolutely.
I mean, I go out and pick up the groceries, but I just tell them I'm not the person who ordered them.
Anyway, the difference between buying groceries and meeting you is you are in the know of what's going on. The clerk at the grocery store usually isn't. And if he is, he's not going to tell us.
Yeah,
I mean-
sure. Let's call it. Let's go with the no. Yeah, totally.
I mean, considering you know more about, Sawyer's family than he does.
That's called willful ignorance, kids.
Is that so?
I don't want to call you kids. You're all older than me.
Nathan
Yeah,
looks
but-
looks over to Sawyer.
I'm older than you.
By the way, let's not have this conversation in the middle of the street anymore.
I agree.
Fantastic
Let's
idea.
reconvene at a slightly more covert place.
Where are you going to go meet?
The bar. We said we were going to go meet at the bar.
Which bar?
The bar that all the other wizards frequent, not
Oh,
my
yeah.
That
not
wizard
my
bar.
coffee, not my coffee bar in the Chantry.
Yeah.
We're not taking her to the Chantry.
No, the crappy wizard bar where we hung out all the time.
Where you had Bob's wake.
Yes.
Did we have
Oh,
Bob right
right.
there?
The wizard bar.
Wizard bar.
Wizard bar.
The bar of wizards.
You go to Wizard Bar.
We
It's
got
made
a
out of-
wizard
Not
bar.
everybody there is a wizard.
What's it called? I need to know what this place is called.
The Cock and Bull Pub.
Is that really what it's called?
Yes, the Cock and Bull.
Oh my god. Terrible.
What?
Terrible.
Could be worse. Did you ever go to the what was the Kitten and Rooster?
God damn it.
Perfect.
The Cock and Bull Pub. I
So
came up with
that's
that because that is an actual pub in Green Bay. It is one of the ones I like more.
Ah,
Oh, fair enough. I mean, there's also the Black Swan, which is colloquially known as the Dirty Duck.
Ha!
That's what I would call it.
The Dirty Duck.
The Dirty Duck.
We just had a bunch of Irish pubs around,
Anyways,
and then a couple of honky tonk bars.
maybe if you spent more time chewing and oh my god. Oh, that is terrible.
Eh?
I'm sorry. I'm just posting memes in the chat while I was eating.
Yeah, he was.
Anyway, so yeah, we're going to the bar, and Sawyer is. I mean, he's trying a way to apologize more, but at the same time not be too pushy. Because she did have her date ruined. So he will just spend his time looking for a better ringtone for his quote-unquote friend Lance.
Is it just gonna say don't pick up the phone?
Don't answer.
Just don't answer it.
Yeah, that's actually good. It's just don't answer me. Don't break the silence. Don't let me. Yeah, I'm gonna put that as his ringtone. That's perfect.
Change the contact name to Massive Prick. Change the
No.
contact name to Power Glove.
But why would I? Why would I have to? It's still Lance Masters.
Here's my question. Does Sawyer know? Does Sawyer know what a power glove is?
Probably not. I
Yes, but
don't.
only from memes and references,
I do
as
not.
opposed to actually
No.
seeing one.
Oh God, no. Sawyer has not delved into memes yet. He barely read Harry
Yeah.
Potter, for fuck's sake.
Oh no, wait, sorry, never mind.
Also, no, I'm not gonna change his.
I imagine he started reading it after the explanation as to what a mage was, and like what the and like what a virtual like the examples of virtual adepts.
Well, no, he read it because it was mentioned in his initial interview with like the professor or whatever. Because
Oh.
people kept referencing Harry Potter, so yeah, he just read it to understand the references.
That's what I'm saying. You read
Yeah,
It was
that's
on
the
his assigned reading list.
yeah, that's the joke. Just pop culture stuff like oh, Lord of the
You know
Rings,
who
of
probably
course.
made that list? Michael. Maybe.
No, no. Well, Lord of the Rings he would have known.
It was voted on by the virtual adepts.
Yeah.
There's Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, all the good pop culture books.
Oh wait, no,
It
Lord
was
of the Rings.
arranged by committee.
Okay, first of all, Lord of the Rings he read. He's not a savage.
Look, I can say I've actually never read the books.
My favorite fantasy novel is The Silmarillion.
Oh
I
God.
like eating entire mouthfuls of sawdust.
Oh, I love this.
Exactly.
Sawyer would be like, oh, I love the Silmarillion. It's a bit fast-paced at times, but if you can get into that, it's pretty good.
You little piece of shit.
Oh.
I never read the
I-
Silmarillion, but I get all the jokes about it.
I never read the books, and I'm only about halfway through movie number 2.
It is so dry.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
yeah.
jokes. That's the jokes.
I
Yeah,
really
I tried to read that book. I tried, but I found
Here's my question:
but
did
I
it put you to
found
sleep?
that the ingredients list to a shampoo bottle to have a much better story to it, you know.
Yes, with its blistering action and fast-paced storytelling, the ingredients bottle of a shampoo.
Yeah, and
The
so many
ingredients
really
list of shampoo
interesting character arcs too.
All right, so
God damn.
Just wait till they make it a movie.
Silmarillion's a good book, but fuck. Oh my god, it is so dry and so slow.
I would
And-
watch a trilogy made out of
It's,
long as
it's
it-
probably a 7-part book.
it has Legolas in it for some reason.
He just shows up for no reason as a flashback.
But it worked in
Doing
Massive
it worked in the Hobbit, didn't it?
God damn you.
Doing some kind of insane stunt because that's what they pay him for.
Yep.
Here's
Anyway.
Legolas flipping over Gandalf for no reason.
Anyway, so last meme, and then we're in the bar.
What are you doing now?
Just- I can't stop.
Is that an actual movie title?
No, it's not,
No.
Seppi. Jesus Christ.
It should be.
It should be, but it is. Anyway, so we're in the bar.
You won't be
I-
laughing when he kills you.
Beep beep boop boop.
Yeah.
So I changed my ringtone for Lance, because fuck Lance. Every
What
time
is
I
it
try to
now?
help Lance, every single time I try to help Lance, or actually no, every single time I try to help Zephy, it just comes back and kicks me up the ass.
I'm
Every
sorry.
single
Walking bad luck
fucking
charm.
every single fucking time. I help him get erased from the computer, and I get chewed up by my mentor, by my dad. I don't remember what he did to me in Pathfinder. I know he did something.
Probably something.
Oh no! In Pathfinder, I ratted you out to the Candlemaker.
Right, yeah, you goddamn narked on me for stealing candles. You bitch! I forgot about that. I hate you so much. Oh, so
All right, we're derailing. Let's
Yeah,
get
we
back on
did.
track.
Let's not derail it. Just kill Zeffy. So yeah, change my ringtone. We're in the bar. Sawyer is debating if he should. No, actually, yeah, he will order a drink for Lila just to try and make up, you know, a bit of the terrible things.
Oh, question. Did we grab the bottle? I assume we kept the bottle of wine.
You took the fucking bottle.
Oh my god. Please don't say you took the bottle.
Wait, I thought we were supposed to.
I mean, you did pay for it, so technically it's
Okay.
yours.
Hold on. All right.
I mean, you're not exactly supposed to take your half-finished bottle of wine in a doggy bag, but you can. Thanks. I'm gonna
I mean,
finish that.
I don't think
I'm
they'll
gonna finish it
stop
on the
you.
way home.
Yeah, one for the road, you know.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm just going to ignore the fact that they're fucking absolute lunatics. Anyways. Oh, Zeffy's leaving. Fuck Zeffy.
Cat.
oh
Well.
no.
Nobody likes Zeffy.
Let's shit talk Zeffy. You know he's gone. Okay, so
Zeffy, you suck and you smell weird.
wow,
Ah,
he probably knows that. Anyway, so we're in a stupid bar.
You
I'm
have a
gonna
dumb name.
I'm gonna in a stupid bar. I'm gonna buy a drink for Lila, and I guess I could talk to Nathan
Hey,
or Dr.
Nathan's
Fish
there.
if he's actually there.
talk toable.
I'm still here.
I'm gonna be getting on to Fish in a bit because he's gonna be
Yes.
having his own adventures.
Oh, great.
Also, I'm...
Woo!
Yeah.
Well, let's do it with Mitch here. Let's go to Mitch. We're getting drunk in the bar.
So they're off doing their own thing, doing their own little adventure for the day. Fish, by the way, on the other hand, is by himself because he did not want to participate in the spying on somebody else's date because he's not a weirdo.
Fair point. Fair point.
Or at least not a creeper.
Fair point. Well made.
Mm. So Fish himself is enjoying the time off. I believe Mitchell said he was like going to a local bar or something to have a drink.
Yeah. And also because just dealing with you guys really takes a toll on him.
I'm not judging at all. Perfectly understandable.
And he is sipping away, enjoying a nice glass of cognac or whatever fucking like fancy person drink he has. I don't know, it might be scotch, but he's drinking something and it's slow and incredibly alcoholic and it's going to last for the next 3 hours. He's in a quiet bar, a classy bar. It's called the Libertine.
Oh my.
A little low class, but it is mostly a cocktail lounge with that sort of old-timey feel. And it's very welcoming. It's not exactly the kind of place that you get dressed up to go to, but it's the kind of place where you take a date or have a conversation with a couple of friends or just feel like having a nice drink.
Yeah, in a nice, relaxing atmosphere while maybe cracking open a good book.
And while you are there, Mr. Fish, I would like you to roll an alertness. Perk alert. Perk alert. I would like you to roll perception plus alertness. Difficulty 6.
Ooh.
Difficulty 7 because you currently have your head in a book.
Difficulty 7?
Difficulty 7.
All right. One success.
So just out of the corner of your eye, you see somebody step through the door. Not, and first you don't really register it. It's just another person walking in, and then you glance back up, and you pause for a second, wondering at just the sheer luck as somebody you recognize comes in, somebody you've known for a very long time, an individual named Larry Crow.
Oh dear.
And he sits down at the bar. He doesn't seem to have quite noticed you yet. As he sits down at the bar itself, you're in a booth, and orders a drink. What do you do?
Well, I suppose the simplest option is to just quietly get out of there. But instead, Dr. Fish will are there any kind of booths along the side?
Yeah, there's a number of booths. There's tables that have there's like lounge chairs and couches that are surrounded by tables with um booths in another part of the bar and the actual bar itself.
Hmm.
So it's got like a smoking lounge area. You're not allowed to smoke, but it still has that same sort of feel. You also have booths, and you have the bar itself.
Okay, I will somewhat quietly stand up and walk over to one of the booth and sit down in one of the booths. I will continue to hold. While I will still hold the book where it's somewhat covering my face, and occasionally glance over and also see if I can overhear him say anything.
He is by himself. He asks for a gin and tonic. You don't remember him drinking like heavy alcohol at all. Like he had the beer every once in a while, but generally he didn't really drink all that hard. And he seems to just be sitting there, quietly drinking by himself. He occasionally watches the TV. The talk show that the two of them would watch together. It reminds Charles of when he used to watch TV with his parents. One of the more mind-numbing kinds of things they would do, but it's something they did together as a family.
I will continue to wait.
I don't know where my bag of dice went. Shit. Whatever.
Because I know it would be a very bad idea for all of us and for all of us involved to, or for everyone involved, if I were to actually go up and talk to him. Considering I've been dead for like 2 years, as far as he knows.
Oh, fuck's sake. I'm trying to look up how to do GM rolls. Chicken!
Yeah?
How do you GM roll?
You do dash and then you do GR and then you just roll.
Slash.
like- Yeah. It's like a regular roll but with a G in front of it.
Like this.
Nope.
No.
No, that goes after the slash.
Yeah.
This isn't what I'm trying to do. It's just I want to test it. All right, there it goes. All right, now to make the actual roll,
Correct.
Good.
because his die
Alright.
pool is not a d6.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. He turns around, seems to get up to the bathroom, walks back after using these facilities, and he notices something out of the corner of his eye. He looks over. He looks at Fish for a second, and then his eyes widen, as in complete disbelief. Charlie?
I will try to speak in a slightly different voice.
You're literally doing like, no, I am not Charlie.
Charlie, who is that?
No, just a slightly deeper voice. Who?
There's no way. He walks closer. He looks over the book. Oh my god. Charlie?
I'm afraid you have me mistaken for someone else.
Are you a ghost? I don't believe in ghosts. You gotta tell me if you're a ghost.
I just told you, you must have me confused with someone else.
Just look at you straight in the fuck. Alright. Mitch, why don't you roll me manipulation plus subterfuge to try and lie to your own brother that you were
Oh,
somebody
shit.
else.
Just quick, draw a mustache on your finger and hold it in front of your face.
Difficulty 6.
Difficulty 9.
Jesus. I hope he rolls a 10.
Me too.
Nope.
He did not.
Oh
You rolled
boy.
you rolled a 2.
Well,
Alright then. You rolled for shit.
Yep.
So you even Fish realizes that his like fake voice is super shitty.
Like very, very obviously fake.
I don't understand. You died. There was the car crash. The police says that you burned up.
I'll put down the book. Well,
Why are you here? Why are you pretending like you aren't? Why are you pretending? Where have you been?
well, there's a lot of things that I suppose I can't really tell you. But one of the things that I can tell you is that it's not really safe to talk to me.
What?
Trust me, it'd be for your own good to just walk away right now and forget this ever happened.
Yeah, no. I don't know what weird shit you're doing right now, Charlie, but no. I just found out you're alive. I at least want to talk to you for a little while. We thought you've been dead for over a year.
Shouldn't it be longer than that?
Over a year.
Yeah,
I purposely left the amount of time you were in training vague.
understandable.
That's fair.
It's more than a year.
I vaguely remember you saying like 3 years.
I
Yep,
said it
that
took
is more.
anywhere from
That
1 to
is
3
more than a
years.
year.
Shut up. Just
It
shut up.
is.
Fucking,
Yeah, fuck off.
I'm looking at more memes.
My God.
Well, can you? You know what? Can you come with me real quick? I'll get up and start walking out.
All right. What's going on? Where are we going? Larry follows after you.
I will do a fair bit of looking around as I walk as I walk to my car. Do I? Would I have to roll alertness to? Well, actually. Anyway, I'll walk over to my car, assuming that there's no one like noticeably watching me.
Sure, roll perception plus alertness to see if anybody's watching you. You don't notice anybody who's particularly staring at you? It's not a very crowded street. It's later in the night.
Hmm.
And I mean, it still is. The city itself, it's never truly at sleep. But at the same time, you're in a quieter part of the city. There's really not many people out on the street. You don't see anybody on the street right now.
Okay, I'll motion or I'll kind of tell him to get in the car.
Okay. Sure. Gets in the car. We're not. You can't just skip over this. I at least want to know you. I want to at least know why you've been gone for so long.
You see, I was a key witness in a some gang-related, mob-related crime. I'm kind of in witness protection at the moment.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how witness protection works, but shouldn't they at least tell you that your family's alive? Tell your family that you're alive?
Apparently not. Trust me, I don't like this any more than you.
So when can you come back? I'm assuming you're like driving around at this point, right?
Yeah. When the investigation's over, I guess.
Uh, how long is that? You don't know, do
I
you?
don't know. These things take forever. These things take a while.
Okay. Should I tell mom and dad?
You can if you want, but if you do,
Can I tell mom and dad?
I would recommend against it, but if you do tell them, make sure that they don't tell anyone else.
Okay. Well, please tell me how you been, Charlie. Like everything's fine, right?
Yeah, everything's fine. It's just I've had to be careful about some things. And I can't wait for this to be over. But I'm not really sure if I can exactly return to a quiet life after this.
I suppose, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just a little blown away is all.
Oh, trust me, I was just like that too.
So, and shit. How's college been going?
Uh, Good news is I was able to transfer to a different college, but it's a bit of a commute.
All right, so you have like a different identity or something? Is it like a different ID? I don't know how this works.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Cool. What's your new name? Do you get like plastic surgery or something, or a crazy mask? Do you pretend that you're a secret agent? I would pretend I'm a secret agent.
Oh, trust me, it actually kind of gets a bit boring after a while.
It's not my real name, but if I told you my real name, I would have to kill you. That kind of stuff. That'd be cool. Chicks would eat that up.
Yeah, but there's no way anyone would actually ever, believe that.
You just gotta be a little mysterious. Get like the weird haircut. Getting a couple shootouts in Monte Cristo. That'd be fucking cool as shit, man. Hey Mitchell,
Yes.
roll me perception plus alertness again. Actually, no. Roll me perception plus awareness.
Oh boy.
Roll straight dice because I'm going to keep the difficulty hidden for this one.
Okay. Wait. So that is a 3, a 5, and a 9.
Okay. You have 4 dice for awareness.
Do I?
Just roll 4d10.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. While you're driving, just out of the corner of your eye, you see a crow on one of the spotlights or streetlights.
All
Drive
right.
by and keep driving down the street. See the same crow. Does seem to be
Do
flying past.
Okay, so I do see it occasionally fly by.
You do not. It is just occasionally when you round a corner or something, you see that same crow sitting on a streetlight. You
Ooh.
recognize the crow.
Well,
Oh,
that's
so
gonna be
that's
one
what it
special
is.
fucking crow.
Yep.
Hmm.
Bird. It's raven. That's the word for it.
Oh, yes.
Raven.
Oh, right. I went with a raven just to piss somebody off.
Oh, you little shit.
Hey, there
Anyways,
it is.
conversation keeps going. So, what do you plan on doing after witness protection is over? Can you like still get a job after you finish? What if you finish college and you're still in the program? Why are you being kept in the same city?
I actually don't really stay in. Or I've actually been living in Seattle. I just every once I just or was I was just doing some work with the police today. And figured
Really?
I'd
Cool. What do you do with the police? Are you like a super secret agent? Are you a ghost detective?
told you I'm not a I said I'm not a ghost.
But you could still be a ghost detective. I mean, ghosts may not be real, but you're not dead, so you know. And it'd be sick to be a ghost detective. Don't act like it wouldn't. Don't act like it wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm sure that would.
Charles Crow, ghost detective. Yeah.
I'm sure you'd probably get a few seasons out of that one.
I'm sure we could make an entire merchandise line. It was really weird burying you, especially when you weren't there.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that.
Fuck yeah! I mean, somebody. I mean, that would actually explain why the police paid for the burial. This makes a lot more sense. Oh, would you look at that?
Yeah, I'm afraid things kind of do work out like this sometimes.
You see a bright light. All of a sudden, there is a bright light on the right side of the car coming in through your window.
Like a
Do you look?
uh yeah.
You turn to the right, and all of a sudden, gravity is upside down. And then you feel weightless as you go flying through the car, or as you go flying through the air. There's a shattering sound, and you black out for a moment. You wake up.
Oh shit, I got in a car accident, didn't I?
You wake up. You are upside down, hanging from your seatbelt. There's the whine of your engine still trying to run, and complete silence otherwise, complete eerie silence. You realize that it's simply your ears ringing as you're trying to sort of pull yourself back together. I'd like you to roll your stamina real quick.
Just stamina?
Just stamina to see how much you soak. All right. Mark yourself down for remember that you've been completely healed. Mark yourself down for 5 bashing damage, as you have a fucking concussion.
So that is mauled?
You are at mauled.
Okay.
You're going to be using slashes, not X's. X's
Okay.
are lethal.
Oh, okay. Am I supposed to fill all of these in, or?
All of them. As your punk ass just got into a car crash. Well, correction, somebody
boy.
crashed into you.
Oh, fuck.
It's your
What
fault
do
for
you
being
do?
there.
I'm going to look over to Larry.
Larry is not in. There's nobody in your passenger seat.
I'll look in the back.
Back is mostly also upended. Anything that was in the back of your car is currently now on the ceiling of your car, as you're upside down. Your ears are still ringing. Your vision is still fuzzy. There's nothing in the back of your car besides shattered glass.
I'll try. I will call out, Larry. Larry, are you there?
Who the fuck is
Are you
Mary?
okay? Or Larry?
Larry. There is no response.
How many people do you have in that car?
Your head is still ringing. And you're starting to feel the blood rush to your head. Or perhaps that might just be the concussion. It's hard to tell. You are still upside down.
I will kind of reach over for my seatbelt to try to unbuckle myself.
you pot your seatbelt for a little while. You miss again. It's hard to do anything really when you have triple vision going on right now.
Yeah, to be expected.
Eventually, you manage to slap your hand on the release for your receipt, and you have a rough landing. Your neck hurts an awful lot, and not the good kind of hurt. And you begin to crawl out one of the shattered windows of your car. That is the point where you notice the streak of blood, and you look to see Larry lying about maybe 15, 20 feet away. Seems that he was ejected through the broken front window.
Oh shit. Well, I'm going to limp my way over there.
Limping is the right word. As you stumble multiple times, it's hard to keep your wits together. It's hard to stay conscious at some points. And you walk over to Larry, or what is Larry adjacent, what you believe to be Larry. It looks as if almost he had been skidded over concrete, perhaps maybe at 30 to 40 miles per hour. You primarily identify him via his clothing, and you stand there for a second, stunned. Part from the concussion, part from the just the scene itself, and then a raven lands on top of Larry.
I'll try to just shoo it away.
Hey, stop that. Stop it. Show me some fucking respect, you sack of shit.
What a mean crow.
Well, I'm not really sure if it's the head injury or something, or some of that, or supernatural stuff.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
God damn it! Is this the Raven of fucking gender identity?
No.
What?
What?
Hey kid, you was a lesbian.
No.
I don't
Damn
get it.
It's a meme.
No.
I'm disappointed.
You should be. So anyways. So kid, you're not sure where this raven pulls out a pack of cigarettes. But he pulls out not only a cigarette but a lighter. Begins somehow manipulating the cigarette with his wing. Smoking. You're not even sure he's doing that without lips.
So, kid.
He hops off, Larry.
This guy your brother?
I'm not a kid. I'm 27.
So, kid, this guy's your brother, right?
He, with his tiny little crow raven foot, kind of kicks at the body.
Yeah, and I'd appreciate it if you didn't kick him.
I don't know. He seems to be pretty kickable to me.
Poke, poke.
So, kid, I have a question for you.
What could you possibly want to ask me right now?
Well, are you interested in helping out your brother here? He's not quite dead yet.
Pokes him again with the foot.
Check his balls.
His balls?
Yeah. We did not hear what you wanted us to hear, Connor.
Or maybe we
Check
did.
his balls.
I heard what he wanted me to hear, so I will. Well, I assume his at least one of his arms is somewhat intact.
You can find something that relates to his neck that has been mostly ground off. There's actually still blood flowing. It's not really. It's kind of hard to check his pulse, and then you quickly like press against his neck to stop the fucking jugular from bleeding out.
I guess he still has a pulse.
Sweet.
And it is weak.
So yeah, I've got a question for you. Would you like to help your brother?
Well, of course I would.
Look around. Look behind you. Look to the
Well,
behind right.
I'll while keeping my hand on Larry's neck, I'll look over.
Crane your neck around. There is a black sedan. Are not sedan, more of like a Ford Explorer. You probably don't know what that car looks like. It's like a black Jeep,
Okay.
almost like government black Jeep kind of vehicle. There is a dent in its front fender, yeah. And there's an individual. He is completely stone faced. He is dressed in like almost to the nines, like a government spook type secret agent with the earbud in his ear and a pair of shades on. He currently has his hands on a stretcher, a medical stretcher. You're not sure if he's looking at you or if his face is simply angled in your direction.
Just go and ask the nice gentleman if you could use some help. He'll take you to your next destination, so to speak.
Hey, mister.
He says nothing in response.
Can you help?
He nods. He begins bringing the stretcher over.
Okay. I assume the two of us hoist Larry into it carefully.
Once you actually begin helping, he will begin responding with like straight up paramedic knowledge. Like he begins stabilizing. He starts playing basic first aid, and essentially pulling paramedic bullshit. He says nothing to you, and he still has that same like stone faced look on his face. And he will help Larry into the back of the Jeep. The crow will hop in through the window to stand on one of Charles's legs as he gets into the car with the agent, as best to describe him. And the agent then slams his foot on the gas as they take off at pretty much around like 90 miles an hour. Fucking hurtling off.
And that, kids, is how I got into 2 car accidents the same day.
That would be great.
It'll be fucking hilarious.
I take it you're not going to talk at all.
He like kind of tilts his head in your direction and tilts back. Communications is unnecessary, and further information is unmutual. He continues driving.
Wait, did it Or sorry, did he say unuseful?
Unmutual.
Oh, mutual. Yeah, I wasn't. Hmm. So I suppose I can't ask where we're going then.
Inquire with your Eidolon if he is in the car.
I will turn to the Raven.
What?
You seem to have a better idea than me of what's going on. So how about you start explaining?
And not your fucking problem. That being said, this fine gentleman's gonna help you out.
And who exactly is he?
Not important. That being said, he's taking you to a facility where you can help your brother. Well, facility is a bit of rough. But it's gonna be there that I ask you a question.
And what's the question?
You'll find out when you get there. A little fucking patience, kid. Jesus.
My brother is dying. I
Dad,
think I can be a little bit
he just,
impatient.
he just died about 5 seconds ago. But you can fix it. Don't worry.
You know, I heard
You
bad
know,
things
it's
about the
generally
American healthcare system, but
it's generally when talking birds say don't worry that most people would probably get worried.
Well, those people aren't you. Isn't that right, kid? I'm like your fairy godmother up in this motherfucker.
Yeah, well, I guess that's true.
Except I'm neither a fairy or your godmother. But I'm your fairy godmother. Minus the fairy and godmother part. Don't worry about it.
Well, then what should I call you?
I don't know. Ladies call me, ooh, daddy.
how about Russell?
You ain't a lady, so that'd be kind of weird.
Call him Russell.
My name ain't really all that important. But you know who I am.
You're my avatar, right?
Yeah, that's a word for it. I have a lot of names. He calls me an eidolon, doesn't really matter. You call me an avatar, doesn't really matter. Well, it does. You call me whatever you want to call me. Fuck the rest of the names. If you want to use one of the names, cool. But don't feel like you have to.
Well, in that case, I guess I'll just call you my fairy godmother then.
Guess I'm a fairy godmother. I'm gonna hold you that term, you son of a bitch. Better remember that.
Oh, I will see if I can. But hey, again, that might just be the concussion talking.
Well, anyways. We're almost here. Look. And the raven like nods its head towards a warehouse. Small warehouse. It is in one of the unused parts of the docking district.
All
Sorry.
right.
Shoveling food in my mouth.
Fucking fat ass.
Fuck you.
How dare you need to consume nutrition?
Ugh. Yeah, it's disgusting.
I know, it's terrible, right? So,
The man pulls up in front, or sorry, pulls to behind the building. He steps out, walks over where you are, and opens the door for you.
I will. I suppose I have to step out at this point. Still probably somewhat woozy.
Excellent. Follow this nice man.
And are you sure
And
you can't tell me anything more?
in a bit. He's now the crow, raven, not the crow, the raven. God damn it, Mitchell. The raven is now sitting on your shoulder. And the man walks around to the back, pulls Larry off the stretch, or pulls the stretcher that Larry's on out of the car. Although he doesn't seem to have the same amount of expediency that he originally had. For some reason, he has slowed down. Might be able to guess the reason.
If things have, well, assuming my fairy godmother actually, tells the truth, I think I can guess why.
I like how you even referred to him as fairy godmother. Out of character.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with that.
I'm proud of you, Mitch.
I made a decision and I stuck with it.
Yeah. And he will begin wheeling Larry. He will begin wheeling in what's left of Larry into the warehouse. I'm assuming that you follow.
Yeah.
So as you begin to walk in, one of the first things that Crow notices is that this place feels different, even as you're crossing the threshold of the doorway. It feels controlled, clinical. It's like almost like a super research lab kind of feel. Like everything, even the fucking molecules of the air have been soaked in antiseptics.
All right.
Like this
So-
goes beyond. This has almost beyond the feeling of a controlled environment that you'd find in like a research lab. And then when you step in, there is the building itself, which is old, obviously. It looks to be about over 30 years old, maintained, but still shows its age. And then there is various equipment lying around that looks like something that would fit in a sci-fi movie. There's like shit from there's what you can only like think of as a Bacta tank from Star Wars and one thing with like a giant tube and weird colored fluid sitting in it. A rack with all kinds of weird like needles and tools and saws and whatnot. And everything looks like it's something out of a just like the most bright-eyed science fiction movie or literature that you've read before. Assuming that Crow is interested in that kind of books. I'm assuming he is.
Yeah.
And then the Crow lands on one of the machines. And it is essentially what is a makeshift lab. So, Larry's dead.
You mentioned that.
Not dead, but pretty dead. So,
I would say
taking it surprisingly well. I'm impressed.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
You're taking it surprisingly well. I'm impressed. It's good. Important for progress.
And also still in shock.
But you're being clinical about it. That's good. So, you still got your parents, right? They're still alive. The question is, do you want a second son of theirs to disappear? Are you gonna really be all that cruel?
I might not particularly like my parents, but
Right.
I don't have to do it for them, do I?
Would you like Chancellor? Well, all right. I'm not gonna lie. There's no bringing back your brother. You ain't got the words for that. That being said, I have arranged for some tools to be provided and a few sessions of learning within some assistance from provided library.
From where?
Doesn't matter. The point is, it's part of your field of interest. As I think we need to sort of kickstart your education, so to speak.
True,
Since
I
with the
have.
remains of your brother and some of the parts that are lying around, I'm pretty sure we could make a pretty much functioning biodrone. A cyborg, if you will. You get your brother back, your parents get a child, get the son back, never even thinking that he disappeared in the first place. You can even fit him with some cool ass like laser guns and stuff. Have him kill your enemies. Or you can push out, pretend that morals are important, and pretend that you shall not defile the dead or whatever. But at the same time, you'd also be missing out on a chance to learn something way beyond your pay grade, kid. Way beyond anything you'd ever learn. What you say? Although I'm pretty sure we both already know the answer.
Yeah, what would be the point of having a medical procedure existing if it doesn't get used?
What's the point of having a cyborg if you don't put lasers in him?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess there isn't really much of a point to not put lasers in this motherfucker.
All right, awesome. Using the dead for parts. I like you already, kid. All right, Mitch.
Yes?
We are going to step away from that scene as we cut to the next. But you have fulfilled your seeking.
Sweet.
And hopefully not bumbled into the technocracy again.
You have fulfilled your seeking. I would like to know that at the same time, if you had turned around and said no, because you were not willing to defy your own ethics, that would have also have been considered completing your seeking.
Huh.
As the important part is not whether or not you simply played along with your avatar, but whether or not you had acted decisively.
Interesting.
I mean, the choice was made as soon as you mentioned lasers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though, well, at the moment I'm not planning on putting anything too flashy in them, since, hopefully Larry's going to go back to everyday life and forget this day ever happened to him.
Oh no, Larry's dead as shit. Larry's not coming back. You're literally using his dead body for parts.
Sweet.
Oh,
I mean,
Cyborg, though.
I may be doing that, but I can convince myself that no, I'm totally
Also-
trying to revive him.
Also totally fair.
it's what Larry would have wanted. Totally.
And I mean, it's not like Crow's really 100% stable, even if he didn't have a concussion.
No, really.
True.
I thought Crow was the most stable of all of us.
So yeah, that'll have consequences we will return to later. That being said, Mitch,
Oh boy.
Is it like
move
a
through the
little
scene rather quickly.
it's like a little thing on screen like the Raven will remember this.
No, fairy godmother.
Fairy Godmother will remember
Fairy,
this.
your fairy godmother will remember this. Just so to forward through the scene, The man will assist you in navigating around the lab. He will explain in like really, really like it sounds like his like his fucking dictionary when he was growing up was a technical manual.
Okay.
Like he's a very like he is intelligent, you think, but at the same time, his his vocabulary was stripped down to literally only the bare basics of what he needed to be taught in order to communicate. Like he never says yes or no or yeah. It is always affirmative. Um, when he refers to you not telling, like he tells you not to inform anyone else. As he refers to it, it would be very unmutual. He always uses these very like clinical terms as he begins to show you around the laboratory. And it is also partially obvious that he doesn't know what every single piece of equipment does. He is simply rattling off what somebody else told him. He is regurgitating information.
All right. So
Although
an
it's almost as if
overglorified
he's reading out
speaker.
a technical manual himself.
Okay, so he's an overglorified text-to-speech device.
Kind of, yes. Like the way he's speaking is kind of an overglorified text-to-speech device. Although a text-to-speech device would have more personality than this guy.
Well, shit.
Like his voice is fucking dead. And then he'll finally take you to a bookshelf that has a number of different books. None of them actually have their titles displayed on the spines. But he'll tell you, like, this will tell, like, he shows you, this will have all the information you will need.
Suppose
Do
I'll
you
start.
affirm?
Or, what was that, Connor?
Do you understand? I'm sorry, do you affirm?
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh, so he does know the word excellent then.
Yes. He walks over. Beginning the process is complex. First, we must maintain the biological pieces. He will walk over and press a few buttons on near like the weird like back to tube looking thing. It will empty out of fluids and raise down. And the man in the suit will walk over and just kind of like nonchalantly dump the body into the tank. Presses another button and it closes on up, fills with fluid. And Larry is suspended and all of his fucked up glory. It would be highly mutual that before beginning the process, you study the information that has been given. Affirm?
Do you mean the books?
Yes. I'm sorry, affirmative.
How long can he be kept like that?
Unknown, specific time unknown. Estimated time? Long enough for your purposes. Sure, actual time. Sorry. Actual time can be located in informational sources.
Guess I'll start studying. But before I do, do you have anything that can help with a concussion?
Medicinal aid is located inside medical kit. Inside the medical kit, sorry. Still eating food.
No worries, no worries.
Medical aid can be located inside of the medical kit. I would recommend you take the blue pills.
Well, I'll walk over to the medical kit. Are the
There are
blue
pills
pills?
of various colors. They're all very clearly different colors. At the same time, none of them are labeled. There are blue pills.
Sweet.
How many of them?
There's a small little pack of 12.
And so I'm assuming it's just like the normal foil line pack thing that pills. or
Yeah,
that a lot
like
of
you
pills
push
come
one
in?
of the, like you peel the foil off and you push one of the pills out.
Yeah. And of course, I'm guessing there are absolutely no labels or markings on the
Absolutely
foil.
none. There's 3 pills: the blue ones, the red ones, and the green ones.
Oh, that's useful.
There's also various like bandages and shit. Other stuff you would expect to see in a first aid kit.
Yeah. Well,
And
guess
your
I'll
right chicken
take.
is extremely helpful.
Or what was that?
I said you're right, chicken. It's extremely helpful.
Yep.
Well, I'll take one of them.
Your grogginess doesn't necessarily go away, but at the same time, you feel more sharp-minded. It helps greatly with the pain.
Color coded for your convenience.
At the same time, you feel somewhat numb.
Okay, so
Functionally, what it will do is remove the dice penalty that you will be taking.
oh, okay then.
At the same time, you will no longer be able to keep track of what your actual health level is, as you are literally numbed.
Oh boy.
So right now, if you didn't actually know exactly where you were when you left off, you could be at 1 or you could be at 6. It's hard to tell. But you're currently no longer taking a penalty for your current injury level.
Oh boy. So, in other words, I no longer feel pain.
Basically, yeah.
Neat. Yeah, I'm gonna bow out. I need to get to work tomorrow. Shut up.
Oh,
Oof.
I was gonna
right.
call it.
Nine.
Oh,
Okay.
gonna call it here?
Oh,
Yeah.
neat.
All right.
Yep.
As well, the thing is that 2 of our 5 players have already dicked off. Chicken's about to dick out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I was just gonna finish this scene, and then you're good to go. That being said, this will be something that you'll need to continue researching at and working at, Mitchell.
All right.
AKA, you'll need to buy up the skills and spheres in order to complete this process.
Homework.
But
Oh,
you
I
have completed
saved
yours.
XP.
Yep. Speaking of XP, Chicken, did you leave?
Nope, I'm still here.
Awesome. Then we'll just do XP real quick. You can also cut
Woo.
the recording here.
Mm.
Oh, okay.